FM at HD Boston 98.5.
Line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And Marco Sturm said afterwards that much of it was self-inflicted.
Yeah, no, we touched on it today, and again, it was a lot of times it was unnecessary giveaways on our breakouts. Could be on set breakouts, could be on anything. We just got to be better than that.
Yeah, goes without saying. Just watching those highlights over again, and it was hard to stomach a couple of the mistakes that were made. Whether it was a really bad line change or whether it was that setup breakout that occurred in the third period, and they just didn't execute it properly, and then the coverage kind of broke down as well. So the game started kind of that way as well. It wasn't clean in that first period. Got much better. Give Kastelik a lot of credit. Give Jeannot a lot of credit, not only for dropping the gloves, but for also going in and throwing a couple of big hits to try to get their team going, and it got them going. And second period was by far their best, and even early in the third, when they had to battle back and tie the game up, they got it to a tie game. And then, as it's happened too many times this year, you let it get away from you late. So you don't get anything from it. Whether you get 1 point or 2 points, you don't get anything from it. And it's those mistakes that are hurting them right now and preventing them from being, alone in first place so far this season.
Morgan Geekie continuing his hot streak in that game, scoring for the 10th time in the last 12 games, but afterward frustrated that the Bruins had a hand in beating themselves.
Yeah, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot, it felt like, and it's just happened a couple too many times this year to be okay with it. So super proud of the way we battled back in the third, and we didn't start very well, but I think all game we got better and better, and it's always tough to see those ones slip away.
Yeah, they're all feeling the same way right now. They know that it got away from them, and Ottawa's a good team. There are 3 teams actually tied with 22 points, and Ottawa's the other one. The Bruins have played more games than Ottawa and Montreal coming into tonight, but it's when you let a team like that when you make mistakes the way that they did, and they're just so egregious, the mistakes that they made. It's ingrained. You don't go on a line change when the puck is barely at the red line. No matter how tired you are, you can't go off. Or maybe one guy goes off. Maybe it's just that right winger goes off, but you can't have 4 guys going off the ice on a line change. There's no way you're going to get back into the play, and Ottawa made them pay. And then, the setup breakout was all self-inflicted, right? Ottawa can defend it any way they want, but you just got to make a better play there to get that puck out of the zone.
Well, the Bruins coming into tonight here in Montreal, as you said, a 3-way tie atop the Atlantic Division standings with the Canadiens and the Senators. Current record stands at 11-8 with a 0 in those overtime and shootout losses. Thursday night's regulation loss leaves them as one of only 4 teams in the league that has yet to collect a point for an overtime or a shootout loss. And you can point to a number of those
4 wins.
But you can point to a number of those 8 losses in regulation and say there were some points left on the board there for the Bruins. And Marco Sturm said that about Thursday night's game in Ottawa.
It is disappointing because guys came back, and that's exactly what we wanted. Even they scored early on in the third, but we played a pretty solid game. Maybe not the first period, but other than that, it was fine. It's just unfortunately those individual or fixable mistakes cost us the game tonight.
Yeah, you look around the league. I mean, Vegas, Seattle, Colorado, they've all 5 losses in overtime or shootouts. And so those are just extra points that they're just accumulating. I mean, Colorado's only got 1 regulation loss this year. So they know how to get it at least to the extra session. Now they're trying to clean it up there. But, you know, we talked about it a little bit this morning on the hockey show. I think we talked about it during the game the other day. You can hate the system and dislike the way that points are doled out. They're loser points, if you want to call them that, but they're points. And over a long season, you need those. And when you're not getting W's, but you're keeping them games where they're even. You get to that overtime session, that adds up. And I mean, just Montreal is a good example. They've lost their last 2 in the extra session, but they've got 5 overtime wins this year. Cole Caulfield has 3 game-winning goals in overtime this season. So they know how to get it there. And they've lost the last 2 badly here in Montreal, so they're looking to get things going and turn it around.
Well, also scoring in that game the other night, you mentioned Mark Kastelik and the impact that he and Tanner Jeannot had in that game, particularly trying to get the Bruins going at the start of the second period. For Kastelik, he's now got 4 goals on the season. He's just one off his full season total from last year, halfway toward his career high. And he said the Bruins need to keep using that physicality.
I think for us, that's kind of our bread and butter. And then I don't think any of us were happy with our first period, that's for sure. And I think when things aren't going your way, I think the things you can control are just being physical and hard, and then the rest will come from that. And I think that's what we tried to do.
Yeah, I mean, and they set the tone early in the second period. Bruins they're a physical team. They hit, they'll fight, they'll drop the gloves. This is something that they tried to accomplish after last season. They didn't like that they were an easy out, so they want to be physical when they can. You had a team like Toronto that, didn't have a lot of pushback until late in the second game that they played against one another. I don't mind, some of the Bruins dragging it into the alley a little bit sometimes. Have a couple of hits, do some pushing and shoving after whistles. Don't cross the line because they have taken too many penalties this season. That's one of the problems with it. But, take Montreal down a path they don't want to go with it. I mean, there's obviously a couple guys on the Canadiens that can answer the bell, but I think that, physical on some of their skill guys. And the Bruins have enough players to be able to do that. And I think that they're working on that and realizing it as they move forward. And it's becoming their identity. If they're going to win, they've got to win battles along the wall. They've got to be physical. And, they've scored plenty this year, and be just structured defensively. But being physical is part of that.
I really like the impact that he's had, too, on that line with Minton and Jeannot since he got bumped up there in the last handful of games. Minton's played pretty well. We're talking about Kastelik, I know, but Minton's played pretty well and had played 2 really good games against the Toronto Maple Leafs, I thought. A little more trouble against Ottawa the other night, but Jeannot and Kastelik picked them up, and they can be physical every shift, and that allows Minton to kind of do his thing. But that's been a good line. Since Kastelik's gone up there, Asimant's been pretty good on the fourth line as well. And so he was good the other day. Asimant was. It was just a few other guys that weren't quite as good. We weren't quite where they needed to be in their games. Marco Sturm referred to Minton as the brain of that line with a couple of brawny guys on either wings. And Minton talked this week about how it has certainly given him a little bit more room to maneuver out there with those 2 guys on the wings. Well, we're getting ready for face-off here between the Bruins and the Canadiens. Some lineup notes for tonight. Jeremy Swayman will get the start in goal. He's won 3 in a row personally. No changes up front. 1 change on defense. Henry Jokiharju will be a healthy scratch tonight. And Quebec native Jonathan Aspero gets back in the lineup paired with Mason Lohrei. Here's what's on deck, brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. We'll go around the NHL, including Sheldon Keefe and the Devils dealing with a freak injury to Jack Hughes.
Tough for him, tough for us as a team, but we've unfortunately had to get used to these situations of people dropping out of our lineup and press it on as a team, so that's what we'll have to do.
I'll chat with Bruins head coach Marco Sturm.
We feel good about our game, even that we lost last game. But overall, we also came a long way, and I shouldn't even motivate my guys tonight.
And up next, we'll talk about the latest with the Montreal Canadiens here on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
He roofs it, top shelf.
When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's is crafted in Austin and made for Boston. Every sip has a smooth finish that's always good on ice, just like the Bruins. Realize your top shelf goals and win the pregame and the rest of the game with Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston pregames with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by Fifth Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron to talk about InvitaBank's free checking account. It's something Boston hockey fans will love because it scores big benefits. First, get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Second, enjoy free ATMs nationwide through the Sum and All Point networks. That's over 56,000 ATMs coast to coast. And third, never worry about minimum balances or monthly fees. Now that's a hat trick. Score your account in branch or online in just 5 minutes. It's easier than an empty net goal. Get details now at InvitaBank.com/TBergeron. InvitaBank, honest to goodness. Member FDIC, member DIF.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen. Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Final seconds, one last shot, and one last save for Sam Montembeault as this one is done tonight. As the Montreal Canadiens get promptly blown out by the Dallas Stars. 7-0, your final score.
Back here in Montreal as the Bruins get set to take on the Canadiens, and not very long ago, in fact, maybe back at the beginning of the week, it seemed like all was right in the world here in Montreal. They had a 10-3-2 record, jumped out to the lead in the division, but this past week, a rough one. Back-to-back losses to the Kings and Stars by a combined score of 12-1. They lost Alec Newhook for 4 months with a broken ankle. Word yesterday that surgery sidelines defenseman Caden Gooley for at least 2 months, and suddenly Martin St. Louis Canadiens have hit some bumps in the road.
I think as coaches, you try to give your group confidence, but at the end of the day, I think it starts with the individual and what they're doing. And, I wouldn't say that our confidence is low. I still think we're a confidence group. We're just hitting a little roadblock right now, and happens to every team, and we're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, they've run into some issues with some bad puck luck, some goaltending that hasn't been up to par. Reading some of the articles today, they were talking about it against Dallas. They actually were outshooting the Dallas Stars 14-6, and they were losing 2-0. So, and that was the beginning of the second period, and then you had guys kind of falling down. You had guys losing their sticks at the wrong time. But 7 goals is 7 goals, and especially here on home ice. So they're saying all the right things, and they feel that Bruins coming into town, this might just be the right time for it, for them to get out of this little mini slump that they're in. But, Marty St. Louis not losing confidence in them. People around here certainly aren't losing any confidence in them. They're get a little afraid when they see them lose 2 games like they did. One against the Kings, that 5-1 game, and then 7-0 against Dallas. So 2 Western Conference teams come in here and really hand it to them. So I'm interested to see what kind of pushback they've got here today. That's how they bounce back and how they react. You're going to hit bumps in the road over a long season. You don't ever want to get blown out like that, especially on home ice, but you will hit bumps in the road. How do you pull out of it? You got to stick together, and that's what they're trying to do here with some of the things that they've said.
Well, as you said, the rivalry, the history between these two organizations still draws a lot of attention. And this week, Josh Anderson said he thinks it's a good thing that they get to renew acquaintances with their old rivals from Boston.
I think it's a great time, and I think it's a team that we're excited to play. It's going to be a physical game for both teams, and a game that it's going to be good for us to get involved and being physical and being on top for a game for sure.
Well, Josh Anderson, he's no stranger to physicality, right? He's Bruins know him well from Columbus and his time here, obviously, in Montreal. The two teams have gone a little bit in different directions based on last year. Montreal makes the playoffs. The Bruins certainly didn't make the playoffs and are trying to get back in there now this year. But they've got some guys that can be physical on that Montreal roster. And if they're a little upset about the way that they played in the last couple of games or the outcome in the last couple of games, I expect it. He just mentioned physical twice in that short cut. So, I think we got an idea of what kind of game they're looking for.
Well, as they come off of those two losses here at home, defenseman Jaden Struble says the team just needs to relax and play its game.
I think it really we just have to take a breath and not grip our sticks too tight. We're in a good spot. Nothing has changed in that way. We're a good team. I think we have all the confidence that we need, but when we get on the ice, it's just think about the next play. You can feel it a little bit when, you go down one and you're in a tough stretch. It's like, here we go. Like, something's got to happen. And I think we just got to be, a little more calm and patient in that way. That you don't have to manufacture something right now and just stick to our game. And, we know how to do it. We've played some unbelievable hockey this year. So we just got to get back to that, loosen up a bit, and just realize it's not the end of the world.
Getting you ready for the Bruins and the Canadiens here in Montreal. Coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines, and then we'll be back to go around the NHL on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
When life throws you a curveball, trust Catches Law, New England's hometown law firm. With over 4 decades of success and a local team that truly cares, let Catches Law fight for you. Remember, there's no fee unless you win. Visit catcheslaw.com to schedule your free consultation today.
Hey folks, it's Brian from Norfolk Power. We're your home for commercial snow removal equipment. We offer competitive snow leases on tractors, compact track loaders, wheel loaders, and skid steers. Get ready for your snow contracts with Norfolk Power's leading selection of Kubota equipment. And bundle a lease with the Boss Snow Raider, Pusher, or Sander. And don't forget the full line of metal plus. Visit any of our Norfolk Power stores in Rentham or Carver, Mass. and Burrillville, Rhode Island. See it all at norfolkpower.com or text Norfolk Power at 508-384-0011.
Apex Entertainment in Marlboro is 100,000 square feet of pure fun. Hey, this is New England kicker Andy Borgalis, and this season, with every field goal I kick, Apex will be donating $100 to support autism education and research at the New England Center for Children. So, be sure to come to Apex and enjoy attractions such as go-karts, bowling, laser tag, sports simulators, mini golf, arcade, and much more. Apex is also your best option for birthday parties, holiday parties, and team building events. For more information, check out Apex on social media or go to apexentertainment.com.
Pain relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. Use your body's own healing power to make pain disappear. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 617-644-PAIN. Hey, it's Zoe here. From start to finish, contractors count on Charles D. Sheehy with precision products, reliable delivery, and smart solutions. CDS helps keep Boston building strong every day. And when pressure's on and the deadline is tight, CDS shows up ready to deliver. Visit cdsi.com.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots defensive tackle Milton Williams suffered an ankle injury in Thursday night's game against the Jets. The team announcing today he has been placed on IR. That means he has to miss a minimum of 4 games to fill his roster spot. The team signed rookie edge rusher Braden Swinson off IR. The Patriots obviously having played on Thursday, off tomorrow, but there's still a loaded NFL slate, including matchups between the Bills and Buccaneers, Chiefs and Broncos, and Seahawks Rams. The Celtics are back in action tomorrow after a few days off. They host the Los Angeles Clippers at 3:30. And coming up here in a minute, the Bruins try to start a new winning streak as they take on the Montreal Canadiens. That game is up in Montreal. I'm Alex Barth. RJ and Bob go around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local New England Honda dealers.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Engines rev. Are you listening?
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season and helps score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Did you know that Aaron's, the snow thrower company, also makes Gravely lawnmowers? Do yourself a favor and get the job done right with the Gravely zero-turn mower designed to deliver professional results. Dial in your precise cutting height with the comfort of a plush high-back seat, powered with a dependable Kawasaki engine. Gravely is here for you and your lawn, just like the Aaron snow thrower is here for your driveway. Get the most mower for your money and get a Gravely zero-turn. Find your local dealer at gravely.com.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Bruins and the Canadians coming up here from the Bell Center. Let's take a look around the NHL. Busy night, 13 games around the slate, including a couple that are in progress right now. Second intermission, Panthers and Lightning are tied at 1.
Scramble off the faceoff. Free puck, kicked over to Marchand. Backhand score! Brad Marchand does it again! We're tied!
Yeah, that's his 12th of the season for Brad Marchand. That came on the power play. These two teams really went at it. Florida and Tampa did in preseason. Back-to-back games, they went at it, and a couple of suspensions came from that. So a lot of people were keeping an eye on this game here today. First period, there was only 1 penalty. Second period, things started to get a little chippier. There were 4 or 5 penalties, and they weren't hooking or holding calls. Let's just put it that way. So, but Brad Marchand and the Florida Panthers tie this game up at 1.
And that's career point number 1,001 for Marshy, who got his 1,000th just the other night. Ducks and Wild played a scoreless first period in Minnesota this evening.
Yeah, Anaheim first in the Pacific. The Bruins are going to see them on Wednesday in Anaheim, Minnesota. Back to 500 now at 7-7-4.
We're going to see the LA Kings this week as well. They're in Ottawa tonight.
Yeah, they've won 3 in a row and 8-1-2 on the road, so the Senators will have their hands full. Ottawa's been playing well. Only 1 regulation loss in their last 10.
Atlantic Division matchup, Red Wings hosting the Sabres.
And Buffalo's lost 4 in a row coming into this one.
Devils at Capitals tonight. Devils announcing today Jack Hughes going to miss 8 weeks after he had surgery to repair an injury to his finger, which he reportedly cut during a team dinner on Thursday. Here's head coach Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, obviously. Feel for Jack. He'd been playing so well and worked so hard last summer, to get himself back. And, was, like I said, playing very well. So it's tough for him, tough for us as a team. But we've unfortunately had to get used to these situations of people dropping out of our lineup and press it on as a team. So that's what we'll have to do.
Yeah, that's a crazy one, right? Hughes means so much to that team. He's missed some time before, and it's really hurt them. So they lead the Eastern Conference right now. New Jersey does. But now they're going to have to do it without Hughes in the lineup. Just a weird injury. I can't even imagine what happened to him. It was a team dinner. Okay. Washington Capitals, they're at 500, 8-1. I think you would ask me in the preseason or the first game of the year, do you think that they can get back to where they were last year? Neither one of us really thought, or at least I didn't. Think that they could. Everything really went well for them last year. They're dealing with a couple injuries right now, but at 500 now, 8-1, and playing on home ice tonight.
7 o'clock start in Carolina. Hurricanes hosting the Oilers, and Carolina coming off an overtime win just last night against Vancouver.
Same three stay on the ice for the Canes, and another win for Aho. Aho turning around Pettersson. Game over! Sebastian Aho wins it in overtime!
Yeah, I think Vancouver stole a point there. Carolina was the better team in that one, deserved the win that they got. They did lose Seth Jarvis, crazy injury with him. He hurt his eye. It was a teammate's stick that caught him high up. They're not expecting him to miss a lot of time, but they're in Boston on Monday. Remember, he was questionable last time that they were in Boston.
Blue Jackets going to host the Rangers tonight.
Rangers happy to be on the road, 8-1-1 on the road so far this season.
They did finally get the one win at home this week, though. And the Maple Leafs at Chicago tonight as Toronto hoping to snap their 4-game losing streak. That's our look around the NHL. We'll hear from Bruins head coach Marco Sturm next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
There's nothing like the sights and sounds of the holidays. The crackle of a fire, the tearing of wrapping paper, and the of new gifts. The smell of cookies, ornaments on the tree, and the of new toys, along with the sound of Christmas carols through the Lexus Premium Sound System. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Vote for your favorite game day cocktail featuring Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey on the 98.5 The Sports Hub contest page, and you could win $250 courtesy of Boston's Home for Sports. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly. Rules and restrictions apply. Do you know the signs of dehydration? Dark yellow urine. It should look like pale lemonade instead. Fatigue. Less coordination or concentration. Lower intensity level than usual. Lower performance than expected, muscle fatigue or cramps. To help you stay hydrated, Mass General Brigham Health Plan has installed a hydration station in Boston's Seaport District, right on Seaport Common. Check it out and follow at MGB Health Plan on Instagram for more wellness tips.
November football is in full swing and fans are gearing up for rivalry games and Thanksgiving showdowns. But while the teams are fighting for wins on the field, you could be scoring off it. Here in Massachusetts, 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property from things like uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills, or forgotten savings accounts. FindMassMoney.gov is free, easy to use, and only takes 30 seconds to search your name. Don't let your money sit on the bench. Visit FindMassMoney.gov today and claim your winnings. That's FindMassMoney.gov.
Country Ski and Sport in Hanson, Quincy, and Westwood has served the Boston area ski community for over 50 years. Discover Country Ski's seasonal junior lease program, where every child that leases with Country Ski receives a free season's pass to Saddleback Mountain. Book your lease appointment today at countryski.com.
Hey, you could win a brand new high-efficiency gas furnace free from Rodenizer Home Services. If your furnace is 10 years or older, go to rodenizer.com/5 free furnaces, no purchase necessary, rules online.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Marco Sturm is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. With Bruins head coach Marco Sturm, you guys coming off the loss in Ottawa, snaps that winning streak. Talk about how that game started and ended. In the middle, it felt like you guys played pretty well in the second period, but wasn't quite what we had seen of late.
Yeah, I know. Very unfortunate. Again, we wanted to have a better start in Ottawa because we've been through it, and we didn't. So that pushed us back a little bit, but we showed some good response and character. Especially in a second period, came back in a third. I think both teams deserved the point. Unfortunately, we didn't because of one little mistake, and that's something is unfortunate, a little frustrating because we actually played for 40 minutes. We actually played a really good hockey game.
You guys, a few different times this year, have had games that it looked like maybe get to overtime and end up you lose in regulation instead. Is that something that you have to kind of instill in this team, that sometimes you need to focus on getting that 1 point?
Yes. And again, we've been in that moments and you learn from it. That's how I see it. And I think guys are very confident right now that when we are down a goal or two, that we can come back actually. And that's good. That's a good thing, but on the other side, we don't want to end up like that position all the time. And no, we just have to make sure we're going to go back to playing good, solid defense. I think that's where we got the winning streak too. But just start with that, and the rest will come automatically.
Mark Kastelik had game-tying goal the other night. What have you liked about what he's added to that line since he joined Minton and Jeannot?
Yeah, no, he came a long way, or he comes a long way. That's, it's, I remember my first meeting with him. He wanted to play center. I'm like, nope, you're going to play on the wing. And he looked at me and didn't know what to do. Took him a little while because I think maybe because I said that. But look at him now. Like I reminded him the other day, I said, any more thoughts on that? He's like, nope. But, we asking. He just worked his way in on the fourth line. Now he's on the third line. He's the first guy out on PK. So he fights. He scores. So, he's doing great. And so that's nice to see.
We were talking this morning on the radio about David Pastrnak and the week that he's had and the career that he has had. In the short time that you've been here with him, I want to ask you about his leadership abilities as one of your captains and what you've seen from him in that regard.
Yeah, no, David is not I would say a very traditional leader like we seen here, especially here in Boston with the Bruins. He does it his way. And he can't really either like that or not, So again, he's a likable guy. Guys love him in the room. He's very positive. He loves the game of hockey, and he just wants to have fun, So sometimes he doesn't. I don't know how many times he gets very serious. That's but that's him. That's okay. And that I think that makes him so special.
You going to make a change defensively, bring in Aspero for Jokiharju tonight? What leads to that decision?
No, just, again, I think Yogi, it's not a punishment. It's just I want to rotate some guys in and out. Can he play better? Yes, but I want to give Aspie here, especially here in Montreal, a chance because he didn't do anything wrong. He was outstanding when he played, and I think he deserves to play tonight.
All right, you guys get the Montreal Canadiens tonight. They're coming off a couple of big losses here at home. What kind of game do you expect this to be?
Yeah, that's usually not a good sign, but again, we feel good about our game, even though we lost last game. But overall, we also came a long way, and I shouldn't even motivate my guys tonight because Montreal is always a special place to play in. I think there's no better place to steal points than here, and no, it should be a good one.
Yeah, you said yesterday this is your favorite building to come to as a player. You have one specific memory that stands out?
I really do. The playoff game, and I scored on a nice slapper, down the wing, and just to make sure we gonna go home, that was just one of those memories. Especially playoff time. It's such a good rivalry, but also good building to play in. And like I said, and when you can steal some wins and points, that's even better.
Well, hopefully you do that tonight. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
There's Marco Sturm. Bruins and the Canadiens are coming up next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston 98.5 The Sports Hub.
On Thursday night in Ottawa, the Bruins were able to dig themselves out of an early hole, but late in the third period, Tim Stützle closed the door on the 7-game winning streak. Arvidsson, left circle, goes across ice, looking for Pasternak coming down that right circle. Instead, it's cleared. Stützle's got a breakaway against the empty net, won't miss that one. Slam dunks it home, and Ottawa up 2 with 17.2 to go. Now they come to Montreal to face a team that's lost big in 2 straight games and hungry to snap out of it. It's the Bruins and the Canadiens coming up next.
This is Boston Bruins hockey.
Drive to Esposito, a shot. Oh, it's all tied up. Bang!
Cam Neely, wow.
Nathan Horton wins game 7 in overtime.
Geeky scores. And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geeky.
Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, and by Catcher's Law. Backhand and a save, Thomas.
Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th point backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron, and the Bruins win the series.
Now here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
It's a Saturday night at the Bell Center in Montreal, and it's Bruins and the Canadiens, round 1 of their 4-game season series. Great to have you with us. Alongside Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Bruins looking to get back on the winning track after the loss on Thursday against Ottawa. The Canadiens coming here having lost 12-1 in the last 2 games here on home ice this week. Both teams should be hungry and looking forward to renewing the rivalry because it's been a while since these teams have both been on the upside at the same time.
It's been a long time, you know, that you're fighting for first place at this time of the year. I think both teams looking for a bounce back. The Canadiens certainly in their home building here in Montreal said all the right things over the last couple of days. Now it's up to them to show it. And from the Bruins standpoint, you know, they say that their mistakes are fixable. They certainly fixed them during their 7-game win streak. But now they have to go out and do it, and they'll have to do it in a tough environment. I mean, this is always a great environment here. It's already way better than what we had a couple of days ago in the morgue in Ottawa. This place is lively. It's packed already. They're ready to go. I see some black and gold out there as well, but they're vastly outnumbered by the red.
Biggest key for the Bruins against a good Montreal team that's gotten off to a good start this year?
Well, I mean, I think you got to put some doubt in their game, right off the bat. I mean, they've gotten blown out twice here on home ice. The goaltending has been suspect, and they lose a couple of key players in that last game against the Dallas Stars. So being physical early and being offensive early, being ready to play from the drop of the puck. They weren't ready to play from the drop of the puck against Ottawa. And that came back to hurt them. You're always chasing the game when you get down a couple of goals. So place some doubt and see if this team's fragile. They're the youngest team in the NHL. They had some good experience last year by getting into the playoffs, but test them a little bit. Test this bump in the road that they've hit, and make sure you get a team that's down and you kick them when they're down and you keep them down. And that's what the Bruins are going to try to do here today, I believe.
And defensively against Montreal.
Well, they've got some skill up front. I mean, there's no question about it. Caulfield's having another good year. Suzuki's their probably best all-round player, I would say, up front for them. Newhook is a big loss for them because he does a lot of good things. But their team is very similar to the Bruins in terms of numbers. Power play, penalty kill, they're very similar in where they rank, up and down the NHL teams. So there's little tweaks for your game all the time, but you have to have that same structure that they preach, and you have to be on the same page, connected in your D zone if you're going to have success defensively.
Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Opening face-off is next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
This holiday season, lock in something that lasts. Astound Wi-Fi, starting at just $19.95 a month, forever. Not a temporary rate. No hidden fees. Just your price forever. Check off one more thing off your to-do list this season and stop stressing about your internet. Fast, reliable Wi-Fi for every device, every holiday, every year. All for $19.95 a month. But don't wait. Visit astound.com today to sign up. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
At National Grid, we know home is where you feel your best. That's why we're dedicated to making your home comfortable and energy efficient year-round. With a home energy assessment, you can learn how your home uses energy and receive a custom report with helpful recommendations. You can also learn about energy-saving solutions such as insulation, air sealing, and more. If you're ready to save energy at home, we'll be there for you every step of the way. Visit ngrid.com/assessment or call 866-527-SAVE to learn more. National Grid is a proud sponsor of Mass Save.
You work hard for your money. It's time to put your money to work for you. Buy a commercial Ford vehicle before the end of the year, and you could potentially save a bundle at tax time. Take advantage of this opportunity before December 31st on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 40 consecutive years. And start working smarter with your money. Consult your tax advisor. Then visit your New England Ford dealers to learn more. Based on S&P Global Mobility, CY 1985 to 2024 U.S. TIPNet registrations, excluding registrations to individuals.
He roofs it top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston pre-games with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Back in Montreal, let's get tonight's national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front est saint de fleurs glorieux, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Getting set for the opening face-off between the Bruins and the Canadiens. Let's take a look at our starting lineups here tonight. In goal for Montreal is Samuel Montembeault. On defense, the pairing of Jaden Struble and Lane Hudson. And up front, it's Kirby Dach, Oliver Kapanen, and Ivan Demidov. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman getting the start. Nikita Zadorov and Charlie McAvoy are your defensemen. And up front, Alex Steeves, Pavel Zacha, and Victor Arvidsson.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game presented by your New England Ford dealers. Tonight's New England Ford dealers' first 5 contestant of the game is Keith Eibel of Coventry, Rhode Island. If the Bruins score in the first 5 minutes, Keith will win a pair of tickets to a future Bruins game, courtesy of the New England Ford dealers. Enter the contest at 985thesportshub.com. Bruins will be headed from left to right on offense here in the first period. In the white road sweaters, white helmets, black pants. Montreal in their home red with blue helmets and pants. And we get it underway from the Bell Center, and they're not going to waste any time. Right off the drop of the puck, Struble and Zadorov will tee it up as they drift into the Montreal zone, grab a hold of each other. And Zadorov gets the right hand free and starts hammering right hands on Struble as they push up against the near glass. Struble threw one in return. Over and under Zadorov along the near circle as they twist around. Struble a little off balance. Zadorov rips his helmet off, throws a couple more right hands, backing Struble up. Throws a couple of defensive rights of his own, and they push up against the glass, give each other a tap, and the officials pull them apart. 4 seconds in, the rivalry's back on.
Struble skating right towards his bench, yelling at the bench, let's go, come on. Kind of expected it to happen. Wasn't sure if it would happen on the first shift or not.
Montreal 47. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Struble's a strong guy, and we all know how strong Zadorov is, so.
Struble, a native of...
talked about ahead of time, during warm-ups, I'm sure.
Yeah, because they're not even lined up next to each other.
Nope. They're both on each other's blue lines, right?
Right. Struble, a native of Cumberland, Rhode Island. Played 4 years at Northeastern. Knows of this rivalry very well. So they'll face it off at center ice again. Zacha wins the draw. Lorei from the far side boards will wrap it around behind Montembeault. Around the near side, Zacha comes crashing in along the wall. It'll be pushed out toward the blue line and tipped into neutral ice by Demidov. Back toward the Montreal zone. Off the near boards and Dach. Waited off the wall. Kapanen got it into the Boston zone. Lorei shoots it back up the near side. Finds Zacha. In the neutral ice, hands off for Steeves. Cuts in across the Montreal line. Gave it up, got it back. Here's Zacha with the right hand shot. With the right circle shot, I should say. Covered up by Montembeault.
I thought last game the Bruins dented the crest a couple times there against the Ottawa Senators. That's a good example of it there. That's a good setup coming into the zone. Kind of a 3-on-2. Zacha uses the middle. Steeves zips it over to the left side. It's actually a 3-on-3. And then come back into that right wing circle with the pass.
Offensive zone face-off.
A confident save. No rebound.
Geeky against Suzuki on the draw near circle. Canadians win it. Puck sent behind the net. Noah Dobson will take it around toward the far side. Carried into neutral ice. Lefkovsky chips it down the right wing boards. Peak backhanded toward the far circle. Geeky forced back toward the corner. Hampus Lindholm and Slafkovsky get tangled up in that far corner. Puck will come around the near side, and Pasternak skates on to it. From his own blue line, pass into the middle, Lindholm jumping up. Gives it on the left side for Husnudinov. Right in front, Pasternak knocked off his stick by Montembeault. He got it back and threw it through the crease just wide, but a penalty coming up on the play.
He had an open net on the second opportunity. But he draws the penalty. This pass, nice passing play. Again, you get the D involved, coming up through the neutral zone. Speed through the neutral zone on the attack. And zipping this puck over to Pasternak. And he was trying to go to the backhand with it. Draws the penalty, but starts with a good breakout. I was surprised that Matheson does not pinch. He backs off. And Bruins enter the zone. Four white jerseys. Zip this pass back door. Matheson thinks he's got help and support. It's a nice pass for Husnudinov. And Pasternak turned, spun, and had a wide open net, but missed it and went right back through the crease the other way.
Cole Caulfield to the box for hooking, and the Bruins get an early power play chance. They're 6th in the league now in the man advantage. Geeky sends it to Arvidsson in the left circle. Off the boards back toward Geeky in the corner. Able to spin away from a check from Carrier, the back of the net, poked free toward the near side, and it'll be shot all the way down ice by Jake Evans. Jeremy Swayman will send it back into the neutral ice. Zacha tipped it off the wall far side. Geekie gives it to Arvidsson. He finds Geekie coming in across the line with a shot that just missed wide on the stick side.
Yeah, Josh Anderson was applying pressure up the ice, so Swayman had to play that puck.
Evans gets another clear. Swayman will go behind the net and tee it up for Charlie McAvoy. Minute 15 to go on the power play. McAvoy from his own blue line drops it back. Zacha picks it up on the fly, comes through the center ice circle. Left side pass to Geekie. Turns with it along the hash mark. Steals it back toward McAvoy at the blue line. Gives it along for Arvidsson. Now Geekie again at that far circle. Pivots toward the corner. Sends it back up for McAvoy at the point. Geekie, top of that circle again. McAvoy center blue line. Just kept it onside. Crowd would disagree. Thrown through the slot. Goes bouncing wide of the net. Geekie, top of the far circle. McAvoy, center blue line. Back to Geekie. One-timer. Gets blocked. Gets it right back. Gets it to Pasternak. Top of the near circle. Tried to go to the back door. And it was sent off into the far corner instead.
Looking for Arvidsson back door.
32 seconds left on the power play. Zacha got it loose, but it's taken by Suzuki. He'll carry it out through the neutral ice. Short-handed Suzuki from the right circle. Shot it off the outside of the net.
Tried to go short side high.
18 to go on the power play. Usnadinov starts the Bruins out of his own zone. Carries all the way up the right wing side. They'll play it around behind the net. Lorai gets in there deep after it. Puck came free to Steves, and he tried to get it back to the point, but there was nobody home.
And miscommunication between him and Hampus Lindholm.
That'll do it for the power play. As the puck off the near boards inside the Bruins zone, held in by Evans. He'll play it back down deep. Lorai at the back of the Boston net. Teams at full strength. 16:42 to go here in the first period.
Okay, here's the setup breakup.
Lorai gets it cleanly up the right side for
Executed a little bit
Kastelik.
better than last week.
Kastelik had his pocket picked by Doc at the attacking blue line. Gallagher brings back up the near side for Montreal. Peak able to regain the puck. Jeannot takes a heavy hit along the far boards from Bolduc in front of the Montreal bench. Puck gets deep into the zone, and now we get a tangle. We get a couple of tangles in the near corner as Minton got knocked down by Gallagher, and we get another fight.
Jack-Eye and Jeannot.
Jack-Eye is a true heavyweight here. We got more going on over by the benches. Meanwhile, they lock up just outside the Montreal blue line. Jeannot got the right free and landed a couple and takes Jack-Eye down.
Jack-Eye not happy with himself there. He had a tough bout the other day as well against the Flyers. Delorier.
Boston number 84.
As tough as they come.
Montreal number 72. 5 minutes each. Fighting.
So 2 fights inside of the first 4 minutes in this one.
Jack-Eye threw the hit initially on Minton, and that's why Jeannot came in. Good hit in front of the Canadiens bench on Jeannot.
Yeah, that one by Bolduc. .16:08 to play here in the first period. Face off just outside the Boston blue line. Shot by Corrali.
When Jack-Eye went down, he stopped.
Yeah. Near side circle, Corrali backhander toward Montembeault. Tips up and over the net. An Aspero going to play it to the back of the net here. Canadians have possession. Dobson sends it up the far side, directed deep by Gallagher. McAvoy will go into the near corner against Jared Davidson, a centering pass, and Corrali back to make a play on that.
Davidson making his NHL debut.
They got to take the rookie lap before this one. Here's Davidson from the near circle with a shot, and the blocker saved by Swayman. Puck still loose. It comes to Veleno on the near side circle. Back to Lane Hudson.
Got to get that sorted out there.
Veleno now in the near corner. Gives it back off for Davidson. Shot redirected wide. Corrali's got it. He'll carry it out into neutral ice, and from the red line dumps one in. Bouncing toward the crease. Montembeault gloves it, drops it free for Hudson. 5 minutes into this first period here in Montreal. Slafkovsky brings to the Boston line. Down the left wing circle. Fans on a shot attempt as he tried to get it around Pete. Hampus Lindholm will bring it back toward the near circle and lob it out into neutral ice. Carrier comes back to retrieve for the Canadiens, sends it around the far side and kept in by Lindholm, but his shot goes wide. Off the near wall, Caulfield swings it across ice. They lose it coming out of the zone, and now it's Pasternak along the far circle. Had to get it back toward Lindholm, but missed. It goes all the way back to Jeremy Swayman. Swayman throws it back out into neutral ice. Peak to Geekie. Can't gain a clean entry. It'll come back toward Peak at the Boston line. Lindholm, long pass looking for Pasternak at the attacking blue line, and that one didn't connect. It'll turn into an icing.
Great idea. It was there for him. It just hopped over his stick.
14-19 left here in the first period as Zadorov and Struble are released from the penalty boxes after their fight 4 seconds into this one. Will be to the left of Jeremy Swayman.
Zadorov was icing down one of his hands there before he's in the penalty box. He threw a bunch at the helmet, the back of the head.
Dobson centering one in front of Swayman. We get a penalty coming against the Bruins here. Matheson kicks it toward the corner, and Lindholm will touch it up and draw the whistle.
That's after the icing, right? Come down, and now the Bruins will be shorthanded. Hook or a hold in front of the net, I believe.
So Boston got an early power play chance.
Penalty number 27, Tuna for holding the stick.
And now the Canadiens will get one of their own. Hampus Lindholm for holding the stick right in front of the net.
Yeah,
that's Kirby Dach.
That's a no doubter. He definitely had a hold of the stick.
Mentioned Zadorov was icing down his hands. Tanner Jeannot is doing the same right now. Face off inside the Bruins zone. Suzuki's going to get kicked out of the circle here. Markovsky will get in there against Corrali. Corrali wins it back into the corner. Zadorov backhands around behind the net. Kastelik from the near circle will throw one all the way down to Montembeault. Montreal power play 8th best in the league, but they are 0 for 10 over their last 4 games. Carried into neutral ice here by Suzuki. Started to lose the handle on it. Then as he went back to get it, he slipped and fell, but maintains possession as he skates it back towards center ice. Demidov coming through the neutral zone. Tried to get it back into the middle for Suzuki and overshot him. That'll give the Bruins a chance to clear, and they do. Minute 23 to go on the Lindholm penalty. 13.5 to play first period. No score here. Demidov into the neutral ice. Suzuki played it off the near side. Caulfield chipped it down toward the corner. Puck comes behind the net. Minton is there, and he will send it all the way back down.
Yeah, Aspro out there with Peak on the back end right now, with Hampus Lindholm in the box.
Aspero, a Quebec native, getting a chance to play here at the Bell Center for the first time in his NHL career.
Him and Viel, both.
Yeah.
Big hit by Aspero.
Gets a heavy hit along the far boards.
Gallagher had nowhere to go.
Swayman covered it up. Yeah, Aspero said he's got some friends and family coming tonight. Viel said he had 25 or so coming tonight. He said, I am definitely playing for free tonight. Tickets are not cheap here.
He might feel a little left out after the first couple bouts in that first period here. So.
Aspero spent a good deal of time talking to the French media here this morning in his native language. Face off to the left of Swayman. And off the draw, puck is sitting in the circle. Dach able to kick it along for Caulfield. Way down to the far corner. Zadorov gets a stick to it. McAvoy at the back of the net. Can't find the handle. Will come around the near side. And Dach resets here for Montreal. 30 seconds to go on their power play. Dach along the far circle. Brings it back toward the blue line. Now passes down low to Gallagher. Gallagher challenged by Zadorov, who won the puck briefly, but Dach has it back along the far side. Kastelik gets a stick on it. Comes toward the slot, and McAvoy will skate onto it, and he'll lift it all the way back down to the Montreal zone. 10 to go in the power play.
Nothing clean, but good battles. Nothing gets to the net.
Dobson standing next to his goaltender, Montembeault. Power play will come to an end as they bring it into neutral ice, and Lindholm stepped out of the box and took it right away from Anderson. Floats one toward Montembeault. Blockers it off into the far corner. On the end wall, VL. Near side, it'll come toward Minton. Gets it back to VL in the corner. Hands off to Minton, coming into the near circle with a shot. And the save by Montembeault as VL gets wiped out in front of the net. And everyone's going to gather in here. Pasternak got his helmet knocked off at the side of the net. VL and Struble have a hold of each other. The linesman trying to tuck them apart.
That started with Dobson knocking down VL. Good chance, though. Good chance from Minton. And Josh Anderson, I think, ripped the helmet off of Pasternak in the corner.
And Pasternak's having some words with him about that. With 11:51 to go here in the first period, it has been already.
We're going to got a couple penalties here. Looks hard.
Minton is headed to the box here for Boston, and Anderson for Montreal.
Boston number 93, Montreal number 17. 2 minutes each. Roughing. Play will be 4-on-4.
So roughing Miners, and we'll see some 4-on-4 action when we come back. 11:51 to go here in the first period. No score. Bruins and Canadians on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Hey New England, Drake May here. I'm always striving for greatness on the field, but greatness doesn't wait. It gets up, shows up, and moves forward. It takes hard work, ingenuity, and progress to achieve it. That's exactly what Chevy had in mind with the Chevy Silverado. Built bold, built for what's next. It has it all. Power, versatility, tech, comfort, the sky's the limit. Everything a great quarterback is looking for on the road. Because I know the Silverado is striving for that greatness just like me. Get to your local New England Chevy dealer today and check it out. The Chevy Silverado. Built to lead, built for greatness.
Be sure to tune into the Off Air Show with Dulger every Wednesday just after 6 p.m. on the 98.5 The Sports Hub YouTube channel. The Off Air Show is presented by the original light beer, Miller Lite. Legendary stories and the Off Air Show start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller time.
Builders, remodelers, and homeowners, listen up. Partner with one of the most trusted, independently owned lumberyards and showrooms around, Cape Cod Lumber and CCL Homescapes. Visit CCL's newly renovated kitchen showroom and get inspired as soon as you walk through the door. Explore the latest trends from the most reliable kitchen cabinet manufacturers in the industry. Check out dozens of color combinations and popular styles in our refreshed showroom in Abington. Visit us online at cclco.com or in person at CCL Homescapes in Abington. CCL, 100% employee-owned and operated.
Hurry into the 99 restaurant this weekend for their double bonus card special this Friday through Sunday. For every $25 you purchase in gift cards, receive 2 $5 bonus cards. Offer valid in restaurant for this weekend only. Visit the Nines for this great holiday special.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Celebrate Truck Month and hurry in to secure your deal today. Built Ford Tough. We've seen 8 minutes and 9 seconds worth of action so far. No score. We've also seen 28 minutes in penalties already handed out in this one. A couple of fights, and now matching roughing minors for Fraser Minton and Josh Anderson.
Yeah, Dobson knocked down VL, so everybody gets in there, and Anderson ended up grabbing David Pasternak from behind and ripping that helmet off, and Minton got in there, and Evans got in there, and ends up being Minton and Josh Anderson going to the box.
4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes, barring any more penalties. Off the face-off, Husnudinov able to get it to Pasternak. Brings it down back along the blue line here in the Montreal zone. Trying to hand it off for McAvoy. Miscommunication there, but steered out of the zone. Bruins will regain. Through the neutral ice they come with Zadorov leading the charge. He cuts it down to the right wing circle. Backhands it down deep. Taken away there by Dobson in the near corner. Bruins get it back though. Husnudinov to Zadorov to Pasternak. Back across and they score! Husnudinov! The shot bounced off the pad of Montembeault into the net, and the Bruins grab a 1-0 lead.
Zadorov carries the puck into the zone. Then he kind of loses it, but the Bruins regain possession, and this is a nice little passing play. And down low to Pasternak in the left wing circle. Montembeault comes all the way over, expecting the shot from David Pasternak. Actually loses his crease a little bit. And Pasternak goes back against the grain into the right wing circle for Husnudinov. And Husnudinov's got an open net. He's got two Canadians he's got to get it past, but he banks it off of Montembeault and in.
Third of the season for Marat Husnudinov. The Bruins strike first, still 1:32 left in the 4-on-4. Zaka wins the face-off, and back inside the Boston zone is Lindholm. Pass to center ice for Arvidsson. Takes it over by the Montreal bench. It's shoved back toward the Boston bench. And Struble able to get the puck into the Bruins zone, but Pete will play it back out for Zaka. Back into the zone it comes. Pete gets Zaka breaking out, coming through the red line as he cuts toward the right side. Gives it to Pete just inside the Montreal zone. Zaka up top. Lindholm one-touched it along for Arvidsson. His shot blocked off into the end wall, and Struble has it in the far corner for the Canadiens. 52 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Demidov will skate it into the Boston zone. Sends over to the far side, and a one-timer by Hudson caught the post.
Well, they really backed off with Demidov that time.
Poke checked away by Pasternak away from Matheson, and they're in a foot race up ice. Pasternak trying to get down the slot. Matheson got the stick in there.
Matheson's a terrific skater. And he showed it right there getting back. Pasternak got a half step on him when he first got that puck.
On the right side, Slafkovsky ran into trouble near the red line. Husnadinov played it back into his own zone away from a fallen Kirby Dach. Midway through this first period, Bruins with a 1-0 lead. Zadorov turns it toward the near side for Pasternak. He'll carry it in across the line from the right circle. Tried to bring it to his backhand. Knocked off his stick instead by Carrier. Out of the box come Minton and Anderson, so the team's back at full strength. Dobson sends a pass to the left side. Dumped in by Davidson around the far side wall. Lorai played it back down toward the end boards. Oleno now dragging it toward the far side hash marks as Aspero's got him pinned against the wall. Kastelik will send the puck behind the net. And Lorai takes it back to the far circle. Angles a pass off the boards to Asimon, who redirects it in behind Montembeault. Down to the far side. And Kastelik goes crashing into Carrier in the far corner. Loosens up the puck. Asimon trying to get it out in front.
He's going to draw a penalty, though.
He certainly is.
Asimon had the stick chopped out of his hands.
So the Bruins headed back to the power play with 9:10 left here in the first period.
Number 53, 2 minutes for slashing.
Well, Dobson will go off for slashing. And so power play number 2 coming up here for Boston in this first period. When we come back on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
When it's really cold, you'll feel it in your bones. And your house will feel it in its pipes. Of course, if your pipes burst, you're going to feel it in your wallet, too. That's why Safety Insurance offers discounts to Massachusetts and New Hampshire homeowners if you have water leak devices or freeze detection systems. It's smart to think safety first. Ask an independent agent about Safety Insurance. We'll help you manage life storms.
Score a hat trick with Avidia Bank's free checking. Get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Enjoy free ATMs through the Sum and All Point networks. And never get blindsided by minimum balance requirements or monthly fees. That's a win for your wallet, hockey fans. Visit AvidiaBank.com. Avidia Bank. Honest to goodness. Member FDIC. Member DIF.
Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Let's get down to Causeway Street on Monday night as the Bruins will take on the Carolina Hurricanes. A 7 o'clock face-off. Don't miss the energy at TD Garden. Visit BostonBruins.com/tickets to secure your seat for the action. Bruins to the power play for the second time in this period with a 1-0 lead. 9:10 to go here in the first.
I don't know if Asimon actually lost his stick on that, but he did call a slash because they beat the Canadians out of the corner and was attacking the net from there.
Had one shot on goal in their first power play chance. Eaton wins the faceoff back to McAvoy.
He was sitting on that. Matheson was sitting on that pass.
Pasternak lost it. Matheson into the Bruins zone. Gets a pass toward the slot. But Anderson couldn't make anything out of it, and now Pasternak brings it back the other way. Here's Kiki throwing one to the front of the net. Bouncing puck. Pasternak with a backhand. Montembeault gets it covered up.
Well, they had a 3-on-2. That's just a, on a power play, that's just a normal 3-on-2. So easy entry into the zone and try to get that return pass to Pasternak going to the net.
Pasternak assisting on the Hushmaninoff goal at 8:38. Nikita Zadorov got the other assist on that.
Hushmaninoff and Pasternak have had two great chances. Hushmaninoff has the goal. Pasternak could have had another one.
Canadians get a clear here off of the face-off. Minute and a half to go on the Bruins power play. McAvoy leaves it far circle of his own zone for Zacha. Pavel going to carry it through center ice. Right wing pass to Pasternak. Carries it across the line. From near circle, sent one in front for Geeky. One-timer got blocked along the near side. Arvidsson had his stick knocked out of his hands. McAvoy, center blue line, keeps it in. Right wing circle, Pasternak. Matheson got a stick on his shot attempt. Zacha finds Pasternak back along the blue line near side. Minute to go on the power play. Pasternak to the top of the circle to Zacha. Tapped it through the top of the crease.
Good tip.
McAvoy to Pasternak again out near the blue line. Pasta steps to the top of the circle, try to pass. Hit Matheson in the skate. Zacha centered for Arvidsson. And the Canadians go the other way. Evans in across the line with a 2-on-1. Took a shot. He scores. A short-handed goal for Jake Evans, and Montreal ties it at
1. 2-on-1. The Bruins are trying to get back on this play, but Evans going with Matheson. Matheson's on the left, Evans on the right. McAvoy trying to take away pass, and Evans gets to a good shooting position just before Zacha's able to lift his stick, and he puts this puck short side high over the glove.
Third of the year for Jake Evans. That is the third shorthanded goal the Bruins have allowed this season.
After the Bruins had a couple good looks.
36 seconds to go on the power play as they win the puck back into their own zone here. Lindholm coming out into neutral ice. Gives one back for Hushmaninoff. He'll skate it across the red line. Right wing pass for Asimont. But tangled up along the near wall and forced back out. Lindholm coming back into the Boston end. 13 to go on the power play. Lorai to Lindholm. Now here's Steves coming through the neutral zone. Right wing pass, Asimont on the near side boards, and Valeno able to smother it and get it out of the zone. And that'll do it for the power play. Boston 0 for 2 on the man advantage, and we're even with 7 minutes to play here in the first. That guy played it around to the far corner, and it wound up instead of a chance for Asimont, whose one-timer gets gloved by Montembeault.
A great opportunity. Turnover here by the Canadians. Goes off a skate right out in front. Asimont all alone. A quick turnaround shot. Montembeault pushes out quickly. He can get out past the blue paint, but he got that glove on it. Asimont would have liked to gone a little higher on that.
Face off in the
Flyers got himself a goal.
Minton on the draw, but it kicked free, and it'll be Slafkovsky to come through the neutral zone with it, and that's going to be offside. He tried to spring Caulfield up the left side.
It's hockey season, the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business, and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
With an 8-5 shots advantage so far in this one.
Yeah, a couple of posts, though, for the Canadians. They've tried to go high on those shots that they've taken.
I mentioned the one that went in was up high on the glove side on Swayman. It looked like it might have grazed his shoulder on its way by. As the puck comes toward the front of the net, Peak able to gather it in behind.
Good forecheck there on Zadorov to pry that puck free.
Kastelik plays across ice into the neutral zone, but off the near boards it comes to Struble as he gets run at by Jeannot. Zadorov goes crashing into the boards far side, trying to hit Demidov. Around the near side in the Bruins zone, Jeannot gets knocked down by Struble.
He knows it's coming, though. Protects the puck and gets it out.
Hudson will carry all the way back in behind his own net. Hold it through neutral ice. Chips it down the left wing boards. Aspero will rim it around the far side. Held in at the line along the far boards. And now Corrali gets a hip into Gallagher. And that allows Asamont room to clear. Viel chasing deep into the attack zone here against Carrier. Gallagher played back toward the far corner. Valeno will hand back to Gallagher. And his pass overshot Bolduc coming out of the zone. 5:35 left here in the period. Asamont along the far boards against Carrier. Knocked to a knee. And Gallagher came over to double team. Puck is cleared here by the Canadiens, but that's going to go for an icing.
Well, we expected it to be a physical game. It has been to start, not just the fights, but some work along the boards, some good hits.
Played that clip from Anderson from the Canadiens earlier during our pregame show, and he talked about expecting it to be a physical game. Canadiens, to their end, have certainly brought it so far tonight, as have the Bruins. Face off, and back to the point here. Zadorov gives it to Arvidsson. Hands to McAvoy, cutting down that left circle. Centering pass for Zacha. And that shot just wide. Arvidsson, top of the circle, throws it in front, and Zacha couldn't redirect it.
Boy, the Bruins have had good looks in that offensive zone and just haven't been able to finish a couple of these things off.
McAvoy chases it back into the Bruins zone with 5 minutes to play in the period. Pass into the neutral ice. Zacha backhands it into the far corner. Arvidsson will get to it first, but taken away by Suzuki. Who's puck near the Montreal line. Caulfield and Steves come together. Puck jumps into the bench out of play. And we'll take a break. 4:46 to go here in the first period. It's the Bruins 1, Canadiens 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Feeding the Puck for Families is proudly presented by the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation. With every assist, the Shaw's and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate funds to the Greater Boston Food Bank to end hunger here in our local communities. Up to $50,000. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Hey hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
4:46 left here in the first period. Bruins and Canadiens tied at 1. In the first of their 4 meetings this year, Montreal will visit Boston on December 23rd and January 24th. Bruins come back here on St. Patrick's Day this year. Face-off just outside the Montreal zone. Suzuki wins it back inside his own blue line. Matheson up the near side. Looked over the stick of Caulfield. Here's Geekie back into the Montreal zone with a shot. Jockered away.
His stick.
Through the neutral ice, Slafkovsky. And tangled up.
Geekie just buried him right in front of the bench.
And he just tripped Geekie in return. The play on. Pasternak goes into the Montreal zone behind the net. Sends one through the slot. Shade off the far boards. Slafkovsky will drop it back behind the net. Matheson. Slafkovsky again along the far circle. Rushed by Pasternak. Matheson back behind Montembeault. out in full throat here in Montreal. 4 minutes to play in the period. Matheson passed through the neutral ice, redirected by Bolduc.
Short hop on Swayman.
Lori at the back of the net. Challenged by Evans.
Here we go.
And we got another one coming here. Blow the play down. Kastelic in the face of Anderson along the near boards. And Casti had dropped his gloves. Anderson kept his on.
That was in response to Anderson ripping the helmet. I'm sure it was. I would assume it was. Ripping the helmet off in that scrum of Pastrnak. Might just be Kastelic going.
Boston, number 47, 2-minute minor penalty, roughing.
Well, they get Kastelic for roughing and give Montreal a power play out of it. Zadorov having some words with the referee.
Kastelic had the gloves off, stick down, obviously, and Anderson declined. He's a tough customer, Anderson is, we know that, but he just drew a penalty for his team. You know, I talked about some of the chances that the Bruins have had that they haven't been able to finish off. I mean, Zacha had 2 great chances in that last shift. Pastrnak had a great chance in one of the first shifts of the game. They've had 2 shots that have gone directly into the crest. One by Minton and one by Zacha.
Orov able to backhand it around the near side. Zacha clears it all the way down the ice. Hudson will start it out from behind Montembeault from the far circle. Gives it off for Suzuki. Now Demidov from center ice. Left wing side for Caulfield, just inside the Boston line. A centering pass knocked out of the zone by Zacha.
Looking forward to watching Demidov play live. Hear how exciting he is.
Kowski gets it to Caulfield. He gets tripped up coming into the Boston zone. Zadorov slams his stick on the ice. He's headed to the penalty box and a 5-on-3 coming for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, no real argument there. Zadorov tries to have the gap. He ends up reaching just a little bit.
Boston,
Caulfield
number
goes
91,
down.
2-minute minor penalty, tripping.
About a minute and 28, a 2-man advantage.
Zadorov with his...
He stuck out his right leg. See, the one thing you don't want to be doing is coming forward. That's a tough play because the skater sees you, the guy with the puck carrier sees you coming. That's a move one way or the other, and your instinct is to reach out. You know, you want to be going backwards there, having a good gap, but going backwards. If you try to go straight at a guy, it's almost always going to be a penalty. If he sees you coming.
Corrali, McAvoy, and Lindholm out on the 3-man penalty killing unit.
Either going backwards or taking an angle.
Right. Off the draw, here's Dobson and Hudson playing catch out near the blue line. Demidov gets it up top. Hudson, Caulfield. Fired across by Demidov. Looking to find Suzuki on the back door. Here's a chance in front for Caulfield.
McAvoy got a piece.
On the near side, Dobson at the left point. Hudson brings it to the center of the blue line. Gives it back to Dobson as they swap positions. Demidov out of the far corner. Sends one through the slot. It got redirected. And got away from Caulfield, but he's got it back. Dobson center of the blue line. Demidov out of the right wing corner. Behind the net to Suzuki. Demidov and Suzuki. Playing catch behind the net. Send it in front. All the way to Demidov. Now it comes across near side, and Dobson's one-timer blocked by McAvoy and out to the neutral zone.
Terrific job by those 3. Corrali, Lindholm, and McAvoy.
33 seconds left in the 2-man advantage here for the Habs. On the far circle. Demidov gives it back up top and gets it back in that far corner. Hudson, high slot. Demidov, quick passing along for Caulfield, and the one-timer steered up off the glass. Suzuki to Hudson at the top of the left circle. 10 seconds left in the 2-man advantage. Caulfield to Demidov. Back toward Caulfield. Zacha reaches in and grabs it and clears it.
Caulfield frustrated with himself. He got the one-timer he was looking for and just missed the net on it.
So the Bruins get their first man back. 28 seconds left on the Zadorov penalty. Minute 35 to play here in the period. In a 1-1 game. Chipped into the Bruins zone for Gallagher. Here's Doc going around behind the net. Bolduc. Get it back to Matheson, center of the blue line. Doc along the near side, hash marks. 10 to go on the power play. There's a one-timer by Bolduc, and that goes off the back glass.
That seam opened up for the Canadians there.
Cleared by McAvoy. Matheson chasing it in the neutral ice with Kastelic bearing down on him. Slafkovsky turns along the near side. Zadorov is out of the box, teams at full strength, and McAvoy with a green light hit on Slafkovsky, who gets up and gets in McAvoy's face. Two of them continuing to go at it, play continuing on. Slafkovsky now from behind the net in front, and Gallagher chipped it just wide. Arvidsson headmans along for Jeannot. He'll tip into the attack zone with 45 seconds to go in the period. Arvidsson along the near circle, turns it back to Aspero at the blue line. And around behind the net it goes. Jeannot in the far corner. Minton and Slafkovsky come together. Matheson will bring it around the near side. Aspero pinching down to keep it alive. Here's Arvidsson in the right wing corner. 26 seconds to go in the period. Arvidsson carries it to the far circle. Finds Husnudinov there. On the far boards, harassed by Slafkovsky, who forces it out of the zone with help from Gallagher. 14 seconds left in the period. Lohrei going to carry it back to the Montreal zone. Sends into the right wing corner. Husnudinov chased behind the net, angled it off the far board, so there's nobody on that far side. And it'll come all the way back to Swayman. And that'll bring us to the end of a very eventful first period here in Montreal. 34 minutes in penalties handed out. A goal from each side in this first period. And we will step aside here in Montreal. Be back with our first intermission in a moment on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Engines roar, tires gripping.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, a winter-ready Pilot, or a Ridgeline with available all-terrain tires. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details.
Electrical contractors, do you travel to job sites every morning wondering when your materials will arrive? Granite City Electric Supply can change that feeling and have your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery guaranteed by 6 a.m. to most job sites throughout New England. Or pick up at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations, providing convenient 24/7 access to materials for pickup on your schedule. Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
If you're looking for Nexen winter tires, go to Town Fair Tire and get any Nexen tire you choose for the guaranteed lowest price. Because Town Fair Tire has over 600,000 tires in stock. We buy Nexen tires for less, so we sell them for less. The guaranteed lowest price on any Nexen tire you choose. And nobody gives you more free services for life than Town Fair. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. Sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston. 98.5, the Sports Hub. He's the media group station.
One period complete here in Montreal. Bruins and the Canadiens are tied at 1. And as part of our first intermission tonight, we take a look back at the week around the NHL. The Rangers finally got their first win on home ice. Jack Roslovic, the hero in overtime twice this week for the Oilers. And much to the dismay of our Sports Hub colleague Kevin Majori, a former and current Bruin, both celebrated major milestones. Here are your NHL plays of the week.
Ottawa back to the line, 2-on-1. Here's a swing play in front, scores! Tim Stützle cuts in the backside, and Ottawa wins it in overtime.
Tolvanen, far circle. Shane Wright on the handoff. Shane Wright walks in, shoots, scores! Shane Wright finds a lane down the left side, tucks it in by Joel Hofer. Seattle takes this one 4-3 in overtime.
Well, Ellie Tolvanen and Shane Wright up at the top of the blue line, crisscross. Tolvanen drops it to him. Shane Wright's got a full head of steam going down that left side. He cuts to the front of the net. He beats Hofer low. 4-3, Kraken. Bring on the Funnel Kings.
Want some Funnel Kings? 4-3, Kraken win. McCarr further back for Brindley. He charges ahead. Canucks changing. Brindley around to Brust. What a move, Brindley. Holding. Brindley a shot. Save made. Lincoln. Rebound is there. He scores! Gavin Brindley. 2 goals in 2 nights. And you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here because this party is over. His first career game-winning goal comes in overtime as Colorado takes down the Canucks 5-4 in Vancouver.
Finally located it, skated it ahead, sends it D to D, or rather coast to coast, and here is Pollock. Ahead for Barzal, over the line, Drouin, Barzal scores! The Devils go down in the Garden State. New Jersey is unbeaten at home no more thanks to Matt Barzal in overtime. 3-2, Isles win it in New Jersey. It's 3 straight road wins. And Matt Barzal, the overtime hero. Isles win it. What a show here to start the road trip.
Down in front, score! Panarin tucks it home. On a cheeky pass to the side of the net, and Panarin waiting on the doorstep tucks it in for his second goal of the night. It's 6-2. The Rangers extend the lead back to 4.
Bouchard, McDavid, and Draisaitl off the ice. Here's Werenski to the net. Coyle a shot, a save made by Skinner. And now wide open ice. And a breakaway. Roslovic to win it. Backhanded it. Score! Jack Roslovic against his former team. And Edmonton comes all the way back. 5-4 in overtime.
Clean win hits. Heiskanen to Robertson. Robertson, the game-tying goal scorer in the third on the power play, will walk it out to center and feed Heiskanen, who helped set that one up to extend his assist and point streaks. Rope Hintz over for Heiskanen. Has Hintz flying, feeds there. Drop Robertson. Jason Robertson, left circle. Wide on the reach. Then feeds. Shot. Step down. Rebound. Twice blocked. Robertson stopped. Hintz. He scores. They had to bust down the Ottawa net. And they get it done. Hintz in overtime. And the Stars pick up a win here in Ottawa.
The puck comes to center, and it goes off of Wallman. It's loose for a moment, and it is turned over. In over the line, Savoy 2-on-0 with Roslovic. The shot. Scores! Savoy to Roslovic. And the Edmonton Oilers win it 2-1 in overtime.
And here's Pasternak off a feed from Geekie just outside, and he scores! Pasternak going back and forth in front of Hildeby, and he gets number 400 in his career, and the Bruins have a 4-1 lead.
And everybody off the bench right now to congratulate Pasternak. Geeky went and grabbed the puck.
Carlson over on the far side. Marchand the takeaway. Backhand to Luostarinen. Luostarinen looks long toward the empty net. He scores at to Luostarinen from long range. The empty netter, and that's 1,000 points for Brad Marchand, who picks up the primary assist on the goal. The Panthers take a 6-3 lead with 90 seconds to play, and Marchand's teammates onto the ice to celebrate at center ice.
Amazing. Brad Marchand gets it done. 1,000 points. What a milestone.
One period complete here in Montreal. Bruins and the Canadiens tied at 1. We'll check the out-of-town scores next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
No time of the year sounds better than the holidays. We look forward to the opening of new presents, heading out with family to see holiday lights, then racing back home to enjoy a traditional family meal. Or sometimes running back out to grab the last-minute gift. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Pain relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. Use your body's own healing power to make pain disappear. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 617-644-PAIN.
You'll take great Black Friday savings all November long at Warrendale Appliance Stores in Boston and Waltham. And you'll get a free dishwasher or oven hood with every kitchen set.
Wow!
Wow is right. It's all going on right now at Warrendale Appliance, 170 High Street in Waltham, and our new store at 781 Center Street, Boston.
Doors creaking, windows sticking? Might be time to look at your foundation. Foundation issues can cause more than just cracks. They can affect the interior of your home. At Ramjack New England, they've been getting dirty and fixing foundations, sidewalks, and more since 2015. Trust the local experts and whack the crack with Ramjack. Ramjack.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Zoe, and if you're looking for a world-class dental experience, you've got to go to Boston Dental. From world-class athletes to anyone who wants results that exceed expectations, Boston Dental's team of 17 expert dentists treat everyone like a VIP with a focus on aesthetics, sports dentistry, implants, Invisalign, and more. Same-day emergency appointments? Absolutely. Major insurance? They handle it. 3 Boston locations in downtown Government Center and the Seaport, and they have 2 in Dubai. This is a global brand committed to excellence. Book your appointment at bostondental.com or call them 617-706-5000 and check them on Instagram for the latest updates.
Feeling those chilly morning starts? That's a sign to call Beantown Home Improvements to take a look at your roof and siding. If you want to fix your roof or get strong, durable James Hardy siding, call 44 Beantown now. Talk to Meryl. She's a real person, not AI. She'll answer the phone, hook you up with Jim and the team, and they will inspect your home and give you an estimate you can afford. If you can see through your roof, or if your siding sucks, call 44 Beantown or go to beantownhi.com. Beantown Home Improvements. Quality work without all the BS.
The Pats play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and Montreal tied at 1 after 1. Let's take a look at the other action around the NHL. They're into the third period down in Florida with the Panthers trailing the Tampa Bay Lightning at home. 2-1 is the score there. Brad Marchand has the lone goal for Florida tonight. Minnesota with a 1-0 lead over Anaheim. They're early in the third period. Also games in action right now. The LA Kings have jumped out to a 1-0 lead on the road over Ottawa at the end of 1. End of 1 in Detroit. Red Wings and Buffalo are even at a goal apiece. New Jersey Devils have a 2-0 lead on the road over Washington after 20 minutes. And at the end of 1 in Carolina, it's the Oilers out to a 2-1 lead over the Hurricanes. Rangers and Blue Jackets played a scoreless first period in Columbus. And as they finish up the first period in Chicago, the Blackhawks and the Toronto Maple Leafs are tied at 1 each. Games coming up later tonight. They're just about to face off in St. Louis. Blues hosting the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. And the Flyers are at Dallas. That one also just about ready to get going. And at 10 o'clock tonight in Calgary, the Flames will take on the Winnipeg Jets. And in Seattle at 10 p.m., the Kraken and the San Jose Sharks renew acquaintances. Here in Montreal, it's the Bruins 1 and the Canadiens 1. We'll have the second period coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Sports
Sports don't get any tougher than hockey, and trucks don't get any tougher than Ford F-Series, F-150, and Super Duty. The trucks that move mountains also move parade floats and snowmobiles. With that versatility, it's no wonder Ford F-Series is the #1 selling pickup for 48 years straight. Visit buyfordnow.com for great offers. Your New England Ford dealers, a proud partner of your Boston Bruins. Sales claim based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Layer on the flavor with the DQ sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your Boston area Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fans of Foxborough, are you ready to tackle cyber threats? IntraSystems, New England's leader in cybersecurity solutions, presents the ultimate defensive front against malware, phishing, and cyber blitzes with Barracuda's XDR solution. Barracuda's XDR solution is relentless, fast, and always keeping threats in check. Contact IntraSystems today to protect your business with the champions of cybersecurity. Remember, a good defense wins championships and keeps your data safe. Access Security Trust. IntraSystems.com.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Coleman!
It's electric!
Coleman Electric is wasting your time with this commercial. But that's the way it is with advertising. If you're not overweight, with low T and a flooded basement, half these ads aren't for you. Same with this one for Coleman Electric. We specialize in replacing knob and tube wiring, and you might not even have it. Most people don't even know what it is. Ask a guy if he's going to remove his knob and tube, and he says, "Nah, I can't. My wife wants another kid." No. Let me explain. Many houses around here were built 100 years ago and still have the original wiring. The wires would heat up, so they ran them around little knobs and through tiny tubes and called it knob and tube. But insurance companies call it a stinking fire hazard, and insulation companies won't even call back because they ain't touching it. If you've got knob and tube, join this century and book a free estimate with Coleman Electric to have it replaced. And if you don't have it, sorry we wasted your time. But thanks to your sacrifice, you've helped your knob and tube neighbor. Can I get a tissue? I'm welling up over here. KUHLMAN. Call Coleman.
It's electric.
The Bruins play on the Sports Hub.
Bruins and the Canadians play a 1-1 tie through the first 20 minutes. Back here in Montreal, we're joined by Tanner Jeannot, who is getting his first real taste of this Bruins-Montreal rivalry. You enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I mean, the energy is incredible out there. Obviously, pretty historic rivalry right here. So Z got us going right off the bat there, and thought I'd help contribute to it and get the guys going even more. So it's been lots of fun. Guys are playing hard, and just got to keep it going.
Did you expect a physical game right off the bat tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's the game we want to play every night. So thought the guys came out and did a good job in the first.
What do you guys need to do coming off the loss in Ottawa to get back on the winning side tonight?
Just that, realize the game that we need to play to have success. Play all together, play the system, play good defense, put pucks in there, and be hard on their D.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks to Tanner Jeannot. He's brought to you by TD Bank. TD cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden from Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and the Bruins. Dropped the gloves against Arbor Jackeye in that first period. Ida Zadorov and Jaden Struble did likewise just 4 seconds into this one. Goal scoring in that first period. Marat Husnadinov for the Bruins, his third of the year from Pasternak and Zadorov at 8:38. And then a shorthanded goal from Jake Evans for Montreal. His third goal of the season, set up by Josh Anderson with the lone assist on that one as we get ready to start the second period.
Yeah, entertaining period. Quite the side. Both teams
show up and doing what they're supposed to do. And, you know, I think it was a good period. Physically, a good period. You know, a lot of hits in that period, especially the Bruins seemed to. That last one by McAvoy was a big one. But it also, while that was happening, Bolduc was getting a great scoring chance on Jeremy Swayman.
Bruins will go from right to left on offense here in the second period. Puck at center ice. Will be driven in deep here by Demidov. Around the near side wall it'll come. Steves chips it out into neutral ice. Arvidsson comes to get it away from Hudson. Sends over to the far side, and Zacha coming to the right circle. But his shot get partially blocked. Along the near side wall, it'll be Doc to play it out through neutral. And that'll go for an icing here against Montreal in the early going in this second period.
It's that puck all the way down. Zacha had a couple really good looks. Ended up with 2 shots on goal, 2 that missed. One of the setups was point blank.
10 shots on goal for the Bruins in the first period on 22 attempts, 7 and 17 for the Canadiens. As off of the face-off, here's Pasternak along the far boards. Got shoved by Struble, who clears it out. Doc gloved it down. He's Demidov up the left wing side. He's hit and knocked down by Pete. On the end wall, Kuzmadinov backhands it through the far circle. Pasternak trying to carry out of his zone. Turned by Caulfield. Now brought through neutral ice. Here's Lindholm, the trailer, giving over to Geeky's far circle, and Matheson blocked his effort.
Another good look, odd man rush. Bruins don't get a shot away on that one. It looked like Geeky was trying to get that pass to Pasternak, one of the net.
Slavkovsky out of the far corner. Finds Suzuki coming out into the neutral zone from the red line. He'll chip it toward the left wing corner. Peak brings it around the net and to the near side. Kicked back toward the corner by Dobson. And fired out of there by Lindholm. That's going to go for an icing here. So face-off will come back into Boston territory.
And here, you know, communication down there for Peak to go hard around the boards. The Canadians had that strong side button down. They were really upping up that left wing side off the breakout attempt.
Kuzmadinov will oppose Suzuki on the draw. Near circle to our right. And it's one back toward the near side wall. Peak will play it around the far side. That's cut off by Dobson, and right back deep it comes. Peak at the back of the net.
Something I got lost in the communication there. Usually they talk about what they want to do on face-off win, but nobody over on that right wing.
Dobson now back at the blue line. Gives over near side. Matheson one-timer. Put it wide. Short side. Slavkovsky at the far circle. Shoved down by Peak. And Pasternak digs in, wins the puck, throws it through neutral ice. He's got Geeky on a breakaway. Goes in, forehand save made by Montembeault, and he covers it up.
Matheson that time got beat on that. Good physical play on Slavkovsky inside the zone, and Pasternak is going to flip this puck for Geeky. He can't go tape to tape along the ice. He's got to flip it past the stick there of Matheson, which he does. Geeky just staying on side. He tried to deke to the forehand and go 5-hole. Montembeault's had to make some good saves.
Geeky entering the night. 12 goals, 10 of them have come in the last 12 games. He is tied for second in the league in goals, 2 behind Nathan McKinnon. As Kastelik brings from behind the net here to Lohrei, shot, score! Lohrei fires it home from just outside the top of the face-off circle. Bruins back in front 2-1.
Kastelik wins the battle down behind the net in the offensive zone. He's going to come out on his forehand. Lohrei gets into the top of the left wing circle, just looking for this shot. He's actually above the left wing circle. I don't know if this puck gets tipped or not, because really it knuckled on Montembeault. Yeah, it started out, he had a decent lead on it. It almost dipped as it got to the net.
Second of the season for Mason Lohrei. And the Bruins with a 2-1 lead, just over 2 minutes into the second period. Now Lohrei from his own zone. Finds Jeannot. They'll turn it up the right side. Minton off of Karam, able to play it deep. Goes in after it behind the Montreal net. Kastelik will sweep it around the near side. Lorai at the left point. Over Aspero, far side. His shot finds the back wall. Lorai from the near circle throws one right back to the top of the crease. Aspero again along the far side. Back down deep. Castaway turning it away from Carrier. Comes around toward the near side circle. Gives to Zadorov, high slot. His shot gets smothered by Bolduc in the near corner. It'll be Carrier to throw it out into neutral ice. Glove down by Zadorov. It's sent back into the Boston zone now. Swayman waiting for it to get into the trapezoid. Gives it to Zadorov from the near circle. Pass into neutral ice for Corrali. Couldn't get that puck to settle as he tried to dump it in, so instead drops it back. Here's VL. Off to the right side for Asimov. Asimov, right circle. Shot gets blocked up and over the net. Near side corner. Corrali brings it along the wall. Finds it back deep. Past Asimov to McAvoy pinching in. And the puck's going to squirt out of the zone here.
I think he was leading that. Thinking that VL would get back out to the point for it.
Zadorov dumps it in. Took a funny hop out of the corner and hits the outside of the near post as Montembeault had gone behind the net to play it and it never came to it. Goes back into the Boston zone now. Lindholm. Gallagher stumbles in the corner. Lindholm plays it along for Asimov coming out of the zone. Here's Steves just inside the Montreal line. Over to Corrali. Shot gets blocked. Goes up over the glass out of play. Asimov. Davidson and then Dobson came over. Officials blowing the whistle to make sure nothing happens there. 16:10 to go here in the second period. Bruins with a 2-1 lead. Face-off coming up to the left of Sam Montembeault. Zacha against Oliver Kapanen. Off the face-off. Peak on the far boards. Try to play it deeper. Taken away. Steves, though, able to win it back. Here's Arvidsson centering, looking for Zacha. Cut off by Kapanen. Cleared back toward the Boston zone. Lindholm over to Peak far side. Now Steves chips it toward the far corner. Matheson will take it from there around the near side. Lindholm gets in front of Kapanen. Helps force a turnover. Zacha to Peak far circle. Shot up high on Montembeault. Dropped it back into the slot. Zacha got it back toward the blue line for Lindholm. On to Peak. High slot now. Arvidsson with a shot. That one blocked off a body. And Kapanen will play it toward the far boards. Demidov will clear it up the wall.
Bruins just winning more battles along the wall, inside that offensive zone, creating opportunities for themselves.
Peak with a pass from behind his own net, off the near boards to Pasternak in the neutral ice, but knocked away from him before he could get going. Dumped back in by Suzuki around the near side wall. Slafkovsky in the corner, shoved by Pasternak. Puck came back to Hudson, throws it toward the slot. Caulfield redirected wide. Struble finds Hudson along the right point. Now here's Suzuki with a shot in the high slot.
That's a good chance. Dangerous.
Cleared up the near wall by Huskudinov. Iki racing down the ice. Montembeault will play it around to the far corner. Hudson to Slafkovsky. Neutral ice. Suzuki stopping in front of the Montreal bench. Slafkovsky gets it deep. Canadians changing. Zadorov comes out behind the Bruins net. Boston moving from right to left. 5.5 gone by here in the second period. They lead it 2-1. Pasternak, rink wide pass. Geeky, they're going to whistle that offside.
I think that shot by Suzuki actually got through. There was too many bodies in front of the net. Dangerous when he's turning and firing from the slot area.
Montreal captain, 20 points so far this year. He's got some points in 13 of the 17 games that Montreal has played this season. Leading them in that department. Lorai floats one deep behind the Canadiens net. On the near side, Anderson dropped it back. Work it toward the far corner. Buckeye helps it up the far wall, out into neutral ice. Lorai takes a hit from Anderson. Here's Evans coming down the right wing side for the Canadiens. Puck ricocheted back to Carrier off the skate in front. And his shot is gloved by Swayman for a whistle. Side here with 13:58 to go in the second period. It's the Bruins 2 and Montreal 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Gambling can be addictive, just like alcohol and other drugs. And like with other addictions, help for yourself or a loved one is out there. Call the Massachusetts Problem Gambling Helpline at 800-327-5050.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Hi, I'm offensive lineman Caden Wallace. New England football is all about teamwork. Off the field, it's about giving back to our community. That's why I'm teaming up with Heading Home to help end homelessness here in Massachusetts. Learn more at headinghomeINC.org.
The Revolution play on the Sports Hub.
The latest Bruins Authentics auction is now live. Start placing your bids on the 2024-25 used equipment and take home a collector's item from last season. Auction features helmets, gloves, goalie equipment, and more. Visit BruinsAuthentics.com to place your bids. That auction runs through Monday at 10 p.m. 13:58 to go second period. Bruins with a 2-1 lead here on the road over the Canadiens. Off the face-off inside the defensive zone. Going to pile up along the near wall. And Corrali sends behind the net to McAvoy. Moves it along for Asimon, who gets bumped off balance but stays with it. Carries it toward the near circle. And bringing up the left side. Evans trying to pull him off of that puck. Corrali sends it across ice into the Montreal zone. Jackeye is there for the Canadiens. Carrier brings out to his own blue line. Jackeye along the left side, down to the circle, took a shot, and Swayman pulled off the body and then grabs it with a glove.
No, Jackeye gave Swayman a pretty good snow shower there.
Draws plenty of attention. Everyone pushing and shoving along the far side of the net.
Zadorov initially, you got VL out there.
Rally and Bolduc having to be separated by the referee. The linesman busy in behind the net.
When Jackeye took the shot from that left wing side, he just continued to the net just in case there was going to be a rebound, and then stops right in front of Swayman. He got knocked down quickly there by a couple of Bruins, including Zadorov and McAvoy. There's a chance for Zadorov to pay back Anderson a little bit as well for the scrum earlier.
Face-off will be to Swayman's right here. Actually, no, it'll move outside the circle, excuse me. The Canadiens defenseman got involved in that.
You going to watch the Grey Cup tomorrow?
I'm not sure if I'm going to turn off the NFL for the CFL. Seen some of the coverage up here the last couple of days. Puck gets dumped in. Here's Gallagher moving it in front of backhander and a rebound chance as well. Swayman comes up big there. Hudson with a drive. That one blocked off by Kastelik. He's got the puck on his stick.
I think that was Davidson with the second opportunity after Gallagher took that puck strong to the net. Best chance of the period by far.
Gallagher, had it able to knock it away from Davidson on that far circle. They get it to the blue line. Gallagher able to gather it back in and send it deep. Eleno and Lindholm cancel each other out along the end boards. Gallagher with a hit on Pete. Docks in behind the net. Gallagher fires it back around the far side. Struble waiting for it out of the point. Now Doc brings it back out to the blue line. Dances along the line against Minton. Minton lost his stick. Kastelik couldn't
get a holding penalty too.
Here's Valeno. High slot. Montembeau makes it to the bench for the extra attacker. Struble from the right circle, a shot. Saved by Swayman, and he's got it squeezed between the pads.
Didn't decide, I'm going to go get my stick. Is lying on the ice, and Struble ends up wide open in that right wing circle for that chance. It all starts with Gallagher taking the puck strong to the front of the net.
Boston, number 93, 2-minute minor penalty, holding.
This will be the fourth power play of the night for Montreal. It includes about a minute and a half worth of 5-on-3 time in that first period.
What a save by Swayman on Davidson.
Slide to his right, get that right pad along the ice. Montreal, they're over in the first period now, over their last 13 of man advantage. Bruins looking to clear from the far circle. They couldn't get it going, and
5-on-3 again. So the Bruins win this face-off. Their play usually on the shorthanded, when they win it, is to go back behind the net, and the weak side winger goes all the way over to the far corner, and he's got time and space to get the puck out. Zacha can't find the handle on it. Now the Bruins are in trouble, and eventually they take this penalty for slashing. It's going to be in a lengthy 5-on-3 again here for the Montreal Canadiens.
Still a minute.
It's going to be McAvoy in the box. But they win the draw.
McAvoy to the box, sitting next to Fraser Minton. Minute 50 of 5-on-3 time. Bruins leading 2-1. 12-11 to play, second period.
Kick Suzuki out, not for something Suzuki did. I think it was
Demidov.
Demidov did something.
Skate across the hash mark there. He wasn't lined up next to anybody either. Montreal wins the face-off anyway. Demidov out of the right corner. Gives it to Hudson, moving toward the high slot. Off-field, top of the right circle. Sends one across right between Hudson and Dobson. Dobson will bring it back toward the blue line. Demidov along the goal line near side. Gave it up and got it right back. Sends it behind the net. Suzuki. Hudson, far circle. Back to Suzuki. In the left corner. Brings it back up here for Hudson. Kicked it to his stick. Gives back to Suzuki. Floating through the high slot. Dobson fumbled it, but keeps it alive. Suzuki down the right circle. Gives to Demidov coming out of the corner. Tried to go back door. And it was blocked off into the corner. Hudson's got it at the left point. Minute 5 to go in the two-man advantage for Montreal. Demidov from the bottom of the near circle. Gives it to Hudson. Over to the far side, and Dobson misfired a one-time attempt. Hudson, top of the circle, near side. Back over to Dobson. Dobson to the high slot. Shot redirected by Caulfield, but missed the net. Suzuki, Hudson trying to get it back to him, and Borelli got a stick in there. 40 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Caulfield gives to Hudson, takes the shot. That one missed. Off the back glass comes near side. Demidov has it along the circle. Hudson, high slot. Demidov fires a pass across. They try to get it to the side of the net for Suzuki, knocked away. 20 seconds to go in the two-man advantage. Demidov to Suzuki. Sets it up for Hudson, a one-timer, and the save by Swayman. And he hangs on to it.
They finally got the shot that they wanted. You know, you get it rotated down low to the goal line, and then it's out for Hudson on a one-timer as he comes in inside the left wing circle. He's just above the hash mark. He's in prime shooting position there. The Bruins doing a good job with stick position, taking away lanes, taking away the seam passes. They look back door for Suzuki. They got a stick on that. Raleigh got a stick out high. You're just circling the wagons, trying to keep everything on the outside, protecting the middle, protect the seam, protect the backdoor pass. You're going to give up something. The Canadians squandered a good portion of that, though, by not. They finally got moving a little bit.
Wayne Hudson, last year's Rookie of the Year out of BU.
Demidov could actually take the puck stronger than that because Zadorov's got his stick protecting the middle. And he's playing out high a little bit on him. Demidov.
Face-off win here for Montreal. Hudson trying to give it near side for Matheson and missed him. Caromed out toward the blue line, but kept in. Hudson out from the left circle, a shot. Walker saves Swayman. Doc taking it toward the far corner. First man out for the Bruins. 10 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Bolduc with a right circle shot. Turned away by Swayman. Doc gives it back up top for Matheson. Pass toward the near corner for Bolduc, didn't connect. Zadorov trying to clear it up the wall. Instead, will take it behind the net and sends it toward the far circle. And another penalty coming up.
Going to go to Lindholm for interference.
He and Bolduc collided away from the puck here.
Boston, number 27, 2-minute minor penalty, interference.
They were on there that whole. It was Lindholm and Zadorov out there the entire 5-on-3. And Lindholm's going to say he went down pretty easily, but he dropped the shoulder into him.
And threw a moving pick there.
Yeah.
And then to give Zadorov a little extra space.
Zadorov, he was gone anyhow.
Yeah.
They put themselves in a position to take that penalty. I mean, they preach penalties that have to get out of their game. There's a couple early in the game that, okay, you kind of expect because of the tenor of the game, but these have calmed down for the most part in that area. You gotta. I don't think that one was necessary.
We're halfway through this game. This is the 6th power play for Montreal, including 2 5-on-3s tonight.
Well, do you think Bolduc went down easy or not?
Dobson sets it up from the top here, and the return pass as he passed it near side to Demidov, missed him, and all the way back down toward Montembeau it goes. Canadians moving from left to right. Dobson gives to Demidov. He'll carry it out into neutral ice, cutting to the right side for Slafkovsky. Off the near wall, McAvoy able to take it away from Demidov, but then it ricocheted back to him. Dobson at the right point. Over to Caulfield. Suzuki in the far circle. Goes back up top for Dobson. Suzuki down low. Caulfield gives it back to him. Dobson high slot. That got away from him, and then he quickly plays it down toward the corner. Aspero trying to seal off Slafkovsky at the back of the net. Suzuki to Dobson at the left point. Minute 10 to go on the power play. Caulfield gives to Suzuki at the far circle. Back to Caulfield at the bottom of the circle. Shot up high on Swayman. Rebound sat down right in front of the crease. Now Demidov's got it near circle. Back over to Dobson. One-timer. And it got McAvoy. Yeah. It got McAvoy up high. And the trainer's quick to get out to him as the play is blown down.
Yeah, a lot of blood there on the ice. Got it right in the face.
He's on all
I don't know
fours
if
right
Kaslik
now.
deflected that. He went out to try to block it.
McAvoy helped to his feet and will skate toward the bench with a towel over his face. And you mentioned there's quite a bit of blood on the ice.
He's actually going to go down to the Montreal tunnel where their doctors are. Doctors in. Caught him right in the mouth. Yeah, it deflected off of Kastelik and ricocheted right up and caught him right. Kastelik was out high trying to block that shot. He went down on one knee and ricocheted out his hit right up into the mouth of McAvoy.
They are doing some cleanup on the ice here. And it'll be 57 seconds still to go in a Montreal power play.
Up under his own power with the help of the training staff. And right down to the locker room for repairs. And hopefully back.
8:59 to go in the second period. Bruins leading 2-1, and at least for the time being, will be without McAvoy. Come back out for the face-off in the defensive zone. Kastelik and Minton.
Now still work to do on the PK here.
Won by Pete and Zadorov as the deep pair. Kastelik will take the face-off from the far circle to the right of Jeremy Swayman, matching up against Kirby Dach. Dach's going to get kicked out of the circle. Bolduc will get in there instead. Off the draw, up into the corner. Gallagher sweeps it back to the point. Hudson over to the near side for Demidov. Sends it around behind the net. Gallagher kept it moving toward Dach at the far circle. Up toward the slot. Kastelik Able to reach in and grab it and throw it all the way back down to the Montreal zone. 38 to go on the power play. Hudson will lead Montreal out. Brings it up almost to the red line before he gives it back to Demidov. He finds a cutting Doc toward the Boston line. Off the boards and gets it himself. Around the near side. Gallagher will send it back around behind. Doc out of the far corner. Hudson at the left point. Doc along the far circle. 15 to go on their power play. Gave it up and got it right back from Gallagher. Pete gets a stick on it. Into the far corner. Kept alive. Doc to Hudson. Back to Doc. One-timer. Kick saved by Swayman. Rebound cleared up the middle but held by Hudson. Golder gets it over to the far side. Doc, a shot redirected by Gallagher. Saved by Swayman. Zadorov's going to get the clear. Bruins are back at full strength. 7:50 to go here in the period. Hudson lost it coming into the Boston zone. Jeannot with a long pass. He's got Pasternak moving in with a backhand and forced wide of the net.
Who's getting another look at that one? Boston, I thought it should have been a penalty or penalty shot.
Costa along the near side circle. Pivots away from Hudson. And again, coming toward the dot near side and toward the slot. Brings it back out toward the blue line. Pass off the skate of Husnudinov, who gets it to Loraj. Loraj's pass all the way across was redirected by Matheson, but Aspero from the blue line tried a shot. Sent off into the far corner instead. Matheson gets it to Bolduc and out into neutral ice. Aspero going to dump it right back in. Here's Geeky, far side. Off the wall, Aspero coming down to the far circle to try and get it. Knocked away from him. Into the neutral ice. And Anderson's pass didn't connect with Evans. But Evans tracks it into the Bruins zone. Got over to Kapanen for a one-timer from the far circle. And Swayman comes up with another good one.
For a while, the Bruins had good momentum in this period, especially early on. They've had a couple of breakaways as well, but it's been Swayman's been the story here lately.
Here's Zacha across the line to Geeky coming toward the slot. The puck jumped off his stick. Eleno to Matheson from the far circle. He'll lob one through the neutral zone and a foot race back into Boston territory. That's going to be an icing against the Canadiens with 6:28 to go here in the second.
And score a hat trick with Avidiabank's free checking. Get your paycheck up to 2 days early. Enjoy free ATMs through the Sun and All Point networks and no minimum balance or monthly fees. Visit Avidiabank.com for details. Avidiabank, honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
Off the ice, and Bruins get a face off in the offensive zone.
Bruins had 4 shots early in this period. And I don't think they had another one since.
Wrapped into the far corner. They played back behind the net to Matheson.
They were killing penalties most of the period.
Yeah. Up through the neutral zone. Davidson giving chase against Pete. Around the near side wall, the Bruins zone it comes. Zacha chopped it free. Steves picks it up on the fly.
Forward playing D.
Bringing up across the line. Come around near side. Arvidsson gets back to Lindholm. Lindholm, nice move around Suzuki, but the shot gets blocked off by Carrier and out of play. Let's take a break here. With 5:54 to go in the second period, it's the Bruins 2 and Montreal 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
I love shows about survivalists, eager to test themselves under the most extreme conditions. Of course, when you consider weather events these days, wildfires, hurricanes, torrential rain, and flooding, we're all survivalists. Visit the Resource Center at safetyinsurance.com and be prepared to protect your family, your property, even your business. The forecast calls for safety. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Hey, it's Patrice Bergeron. Every great play starts with an assist. That's why Avidiabank and I are taking assists for kids beyond the rink. For every Boston assist, Avidiabank donates $75 up to $30,000 to provide $150 max saving accounts for local kids. And Franklin Sports is donating $7,000 in street hockey equipment, giving us $37,000 to help kids get out and play. Because every kid deserves the chance to play and fall in love with the game, just like I did. I'm proud to team with Avidiabank and Franklin Sports for assists for kids. Learn more at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron. Avidiabank, honest to goodness, member of the IC, member DIF.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
The Celtics play on the Sports Hub.
Mason Lori's goal, 2 minutes into this second period, has the Bruins on top 2-1. Mark Kastelik, Tanner Jeannot got the assists on that with those feeds. The Shaw's and Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about Feeding the Puck for Families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. 5:54 to go here in the second. Pasternak had a long conversation with the officials during the timeout there.
They're going to kick Corrali out. VL jumped a little bit.
VL going to win the face-off back to Lori. Sets up Zadorov for a one-timer. That's blocked by Doc, and he's shaken up. On the near board, Zadorov keeps in. Throws one toward the net, blocked off by Kapanen. And Demidov will wind up with it. Carries over to the far circle. Whipped across ice, and Carrier will play it up the near side. Kapanen got it just across the line. Corrali took a tumble along the near boards. Bruins get the puck back and get it back into Montreal territory. On the near side circle, VL rushing toward the corner. Caulfield will bring the Canadians out and lost it coming out across his own blue line. Eyssimont got it from VL, but a shot blocked by Carrier sends the puck over the glass.
Try to get back to playing a little 5-on-5 hockey, playing that offensive zone, create a few things through some of that hard work that they had going earlier in this period.
Shot totals are 17-14 for the game right now. Montreal with only a power play time in this second period has a 10-4 edge. Take a face-off here against Evans in the near circle. Off the draw. Puck comes along the wall. Kastelik got it back to Lindholm at the point. Back deep. Jeannot at the back of the net. Top free into the far corner. Evans will twist it back in behind. Hudson angles it off the near boards to Anderson. Out on the neutral ice. Evans cutting to the left wing side as he comes into the Bruins zone. Struble gives back to Evans near the blue line. Struble along the far circle, throws one toward the net as Anderson and Jeannot were engaged in front of the crease. Minton on the red line, dumps into the Montreal end. Montembeault stops it behind the net, sends it around the boards to Bolduc into the neutral ice. Zadorov got it. Aspero with a pass up the near side for Jeannot. Lifted across the ice, and Husnudinov in the far corner, shoved by Struble. Puck off the skate of Pasternak, came to Zadorov. Geeky to Husnudinov. Zadorov, shot blocked off the leg of Slafkovsky. Husnudinov at the back of the net, let Pasternak take it. From the near side, throws it through the crease all the way to the far boards. Aspero got knocked to a knee as he tried to play it toward the slot. Canadians go the other way. Slafkovsky will dump it around the boards. And Husnudinov in the far circle for the Bruins. Back of the net, little miscommunication with Zadorov and Aspero. Zadorov into the far corner to get a penalty coming up here. And this one appears to be against Montreal.
Slafkovsky, he's had an interesting night. He got buried twice in that first period. Once by McAvoy, once by Geeky.
Oh, number 20, 2 minutes for hooking.
Slafkovsky to the box, and the Bruins will get a power play when we come back. 3:47 to go here in the second. It's the Bruins 2 and the Canadians 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
Whether you're putting together a hockey team or Ford's award-winning lineup of SUVs, a great team starts with the right players, like the iconic Ford Bronco family, with great looks and the 4x4 capability to perform on or off the ice, and the rugged Ford Explorer with seating for 7 and room for all your gear. Check out the full lineup of award-winning Ford SUVs at your New England Ford dealers today. Proud partner of the Boston Bruins.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation this year for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck to help score a goal, a donation of $100 will be made to the Greater Boston Food Bank, up to $50,000 to help end hunger. Learn more at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Shaws and Star Market, proud partner of the Boston Bruins Radio Network. TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Bruins.
This is Boston's home for sports.
Want to stay in the know on all things Bruins gear? Sign up for Pro Shop Text Alerts to get exclusive gear, exclusive deals, early access to new arrivals, and more straight to your phone. Don't miss out on staying connected so you can rep the bees in style. Sign up now at bostonproshop.com/signup. 3:47 left second period. Bruins through the power play, leading 2-1. Face off in the offensive zone. Back to the point. Lindholm gives it to Zacha. Lindholm out there in place of McAvoy, who took a shot in the face earlier in this period, has not returned. Pasternak at the top of the circle. Throws one to the net. Montembeau the save. Zacha backhands the rebound back to Pasternak at the far circle. Lindholm along the blue line to Pasternak. Took a shot. That one bounced off the leg of Carrier in front.
He might have been looking for a tip from Zacha there.
Lindholm from the left point. Into the near corner for Geekie. Back to Lindholm. Walks it along the blue line. Over to the right side for Pasternak. To the top of the circle. Towards Zacha. Backhand in front. Score! Victor Arvidsson with a power play goal. And the Bruins make it 3-1.
That's what they were trying to do in the first period. I mean, that puck goes down to Zacha by the goal line. That backhand pass either across the crease, back door, or to Arvidsson in the low slot this time. He's below the hash marks when he gets this puck. He pops out. Zacha gets it. Backhand pass. He's a step below that right hash mark. He rips this blocker side. Good puck movement.
200th goal in the career of Victor Arvidsson.
They quickly went and grabbed that puck.
He also has 199 assists in his career. He's just 1 point away from 400. Gives the Bruins a 2-goal lead with 3:09 to go here in the second. Face off, puck batted around in the center ice circle. Will come back into the Boston zone down to our right. Sends it around the near boards. Cut off along the wall by Gallagher. He forced it back deep. Oleno throws it off the boards back to Jack-Eye at the far point. Down deep. Gallagher to the far corner. Goes one way, then the other on Pete. Dobson from the right point. Throws one to the slot. Redirected on Swayman, who made the save. And then we get another gathering of the minds as they work their way into the far corner.
Yeah, Gallagher might have gave a little chop to Swayman as he made that save and covered the puck up. Davidson's been close a couple times today.
I mentioned earlier he's making his NHL debut tonight. Jared Davidson, called up from their AHL affiliate just up the road in Laval.
Yeah, it was Davidson and Gallagher that kind of converged there on Swayman. I don't think anything was. Yep, there's the whack by Gallagher. Davidson, as Swayman pushes off to kind of get out of the fray. Yeah, it's into Davidson. So
2:39 left here in the period.
A lot of conversations going on. I don't know what we're doing here.
Penalties on the play. Boston 26, Montreal 11. 2 minutes each for roughing.
Okay.
4 for hockey.
I guess that's what we're doing. Peak and Gallagher to the box.
There was no announcement for a while. I didn't know. Yeah. Nobody was going to the box.
With 2:39 to go here in the period, it'll be 4-on-4. Second time tonight we've seen that. Now
36-20 it said on the screen here a minute ago. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
Face off to the right of Jeremy.
fact checking.
I always got to double check my math. So. Face off run behind the net. Lindholm finds Laura. Up the right side, Castle brings it all the way through the neutral zone, down the right wing side, gets a shot in on Montembeault, makes the stick save. Hudson out the near circle, throws it out into center ice, knocked down there by Castlewick, who carries right back in, trying to get around Hudson, who gets a stick around him and knocks that puck free into the corner. It'll come out of the zone now, and Lindholm backing toward his own blue line. Minute 26 to go in a 4-on-4. 2:04 remaining here in the second period. Pasternak with some space up the left wing side. Carries in toward the high slot to the far circle. Throws it right through the crease.
Zaka was all tied up with Hudson at times. Pasternak was trying to find him.
Back toward Lindholm. His pass led Lori out of the zone, so they regroup. Bruce Nadine out now. Gives it to Pasternak as they crisscross. Pasta brings in across the line. Far circle. Got it back behind the net by Hudson.
Long shift for Hudson, but he makes a pretty good play there on Pasternak.
Looking back out across the blue line. Zadorov and Aspero back to play. 48 to go on the 4-on-4. Pasternak just inside the Montreal line. Trying to backhand it toward Aspero is coming in. Instead steered back the other way. Suzuki's got Caulfield moving in all by himself, and he scores. And with 4 skaters aside, Montreal able to get back within 1 as Cole Caulfield gets his 13th of the year.
Yeah, Bruins tried to make a play just inside the blue line of the Canadiens. Doesn't quite work out. You had guys jumping up in the play, including Aspero, and all of a sudden a stretch pass back the other way. Suzuki makes a nice move there on Swayman. Gets this pass, goes forehand, backhand just over the pad. It was Caulfield from Suzuki. My bad. Yep.
So a 3-2 Bruins lead. A minute 8 left here in the period. 26 seconds left in a 4-on-4 as Dobson leads the Canadiens through the center zone. On the near side wall. Just inside the Boston line. Suzuki got knocked down by Lindholm. Hinkie trying to angle it up the near boards toward Minton. Cut off. Caulfield going to bring it back into the Boston end. 46 to go in the period. Matheson at the center of the blue line. Passes down the left circle. Suzuki back to Matheson on the right side. Matheson leaves one for Suzuki as the teams get back to full strength. Here's Matheson to the left circle. Right back to him from Caulfield. Matheson broke his stick in a one-time attempt. Canadians keep alive though. Dobson over the left circle for Evans.
Swayman has no stick.
That's Swayman's stick sitting just outside the crease. Lindholm able to bat it back to him. And out near the blue line, Minton gets a stick on a loose puck. Geeky helps it out of the zone. 8 seconds to go in the period. Evans going to bring back inside his own blue line. And Dobson will retreat with Minton knocking off the puck. And if they had another second or two, Geeky might have had a chance there as the puck came toward him in the far circle. But instead, the siren sounds. And the Bruins will take a 3-2 lead into the locker room after 40 minutes here in Montreal. We'll be back to recap what we've seen so far for our second intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business and a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Engines rev, are you listening?
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a fun-to-drive new Accord, Civic, CR-V, or HR-V. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda wonderland.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R. NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Boston Bruins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Bruins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Bruins.
He roofs it top shelf. When the Bruins go top shelf, they go Tito's Handmade Vodka. Award-winning and distilled till it's just right. Tito's, the official vodka of the Boston Bruins. Boston pre-games with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc. Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The holidays are here, and so is the best deal of the season. Get Astound Gig Wi-Fi for just $40 a month forever. No, seriously, $40. Your price forever. No hikes, no hidden fees. Just super fast Wi-Fi that keeps up with everything you stream, shop, and share this season. And right now, you'll even get a $200 gift card. It's our biggest holiday deal, and it won't last long. Lock in your forever price today at astound.com. Restrictions apply. See astound.com for details.
Hey, it's Felger here. If your home or business is in need of a roof, contact my friends at East Coast Metal Roofing during their Fall into Savings sales event, where Sports Hub listeners get 10% off a new roof and financing options with no payment and no interest for 1 full year with approved credit. That's a great deal. You will never have to replace your roof again because their roofs have a lifetime transferable warranty, never rust, and can be installed on any style of home. Schedule a free quote by calling 844-611-ECMR. That's 844-611-ECMR, or visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com. East Coast Metal Roofing, your lifetime roofing solution.
Hi, I'm Lisa Fortenberry, Executive Vice President at Camp Harborview. Over the last 8 years, I've watched CHV grow into a place where youth build confidence, leadership, and community. We support families year-round through summer camp, leadership academy, and wraparound services. As a mom of 2 boys, one just starting college and one who joined us at camp this summer, I've seen this mission in action both professionally and personally. This holiday season, Boston teens and families need your support. Give today at campharborview.org.
Boston Sports Talk, the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub. The media group station.
Into the near corner, back to Lindholm. Walks it along the blue line. Over to the right side for Pasternak to the top of the circle. Towards Zacha. Backhand in front. Score! Victor Arvidsson with a power play goal, and the Bruins make it 3-1. Second intermission here in Montreal. It is a 3-2 Bruins lead. Back alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnston. Bruins hampered a bit in that period, despite the fact that they, got a couple of goals and, grabbed the 3-1 lead at that point. But hampered by some penalties, especially in the midway point of that period.
Yeah, some avoidable, some not so much. But the penalty killers did a great job. Swayman did a great job. So the 2 goals that you've allowed today, one was shorthanded, the other one was 4-on-4. And they get caught in a 2-on-1 situation, and Caulfield makes them pay. So, I think, at 5-on-5, you like a lot of what they've done here today. When they kind of get into that rhythm, it's been a well-played game. I mean, both teams are coming off losses. Both teams, Bruins 7-game win streak, and then come off a loss in Ottawa where they don't play all that well in certain situations. And Montreal, of course, well documented, losing 2 games and being outscored 12-1 on home ice. So you're going to come out with a little passion, a little extra juice in your step, you would think, and it happened in the first period. That stuff settled down a little bit. There's been some after the whistle stuff, but nobody's dropping the gloves right now. But it's more the intensity level's there, and I love the battle level, especially early in that second period that the Bruins had, and they created some good chances for themselves. Geekie ended up with a breakaway. Lohrei scores the goal. Pasternak got a breakaway later in the period. Thought that he might have got hooked on that. Long conversation with the referee during a commercial break, but no penalty coming on that one. That's been a source of frustration all season long. He doesn't think he's drawn one or 2 penalties all season long that he's drawn. So I know that he's pretty frustrated with that fact. But Montreal pushing, and I wasn't crazy about their power play, but when they did get chances, it was from Swayman coming up big.
And the Bruins have had some chances, especially in that first period. They had a number of chances they weren't able to cash in on tonight. I
thought so too, and I think both teams, Montreal ripped one off the post in that first period. Congratulations to Arvidsson, power play goal, his 200th career goal, and that's a nice little passing play from Zacha. But the Bruins needed that power play goal. After all the penalty killing that they did, they wanted a little breathing room. Some guy's sitting on the bench for a long time. Again, Arvidsson doesn't kill penalties, right? And some guys getting a lot of extra ice time because they do kill penalties. It's pretty taxing on, before we'll get to McAvoy in a second, but McAvoy and Zadorov out there doing a lot of the killing, and Lindholm a lot of the killing as well. Zadorov, has been, I'm going to look at his numbers on the PK with, how many minutes he's been out there on that penalty kill. He's played some big minutes there.
Yeah, he's almost 5 minutes of shorthanded this time tonight. Out of his 13 minutes plus that he's played, he's been out there.
Plus
for,
he sat in the box for 5.
Right. Well, he's actually 7 because he also got a minor in that period, the first period as well. You mentioned Charlie McAvoy in that second period. He gets a puck that deflected off of Kastelik, a hard shot that caught him up in the face.
Yeah.
And,
one-timer shot, and Kastelik's doing what he's supposed to do. He's going out to try to block it, gets down on one knee, making stuff big, and it looked like it deflected off of his hip and right up into the mouth of McAvoy, and it went right down to the Montreal locker room. He went down that side where they can have their doctors and dentists and whoever work on him down there. So yeah, pretty scary. That's always scary when you can't control that. You got that puck coming up so quickly at you, and because it deflected, he can't react in time to get out of the way.
If he cannot come back, and they're down to 5D here the rest of the night.
Well, the D got to stay out of the box, because when you look at the penalties, Zadorov gets the fighting, that's right off the bat, but Hampus Lindholm with a couple penalties, McAvoy with a penalty, Peak with a penalty, that was a matching minors. But with only 5D, now you got to make sure you're staying out of the box. If you're a defenseman is what I'm saying, well, anybody, but third period, try to play some 5-on-5 hockey here and just see where it ends up. Yeah, a lot of penalty minutes in this game, a couple for fights, and the rest of them minors.
Well, you said, 5-on-5, they haven't given up a goal tonight.
Right.
It's been, one
couple chances,
4 and one shorthanded.
But that's why you got your goaltender as well. And now they got to be better at staying out of the box. They preach it every game. Yeah. This game you knew had a chance to be a little nasty early, but it's some of the other penalties that they've taken. They've had 2 5-on-3s they've had to kill today. Yeah. Right? You had one in the first period and another one in the second period, and they were both lengthy.
Yeah, 6 power plays total for Montreal so far in this game through 2 periods. So it's the Bruins with a 3-2 lead after 2. Marat Husnudinov in the first period. Mason Lohrei and Victor Arvidsson on the power play in the second period. For the Canadiens, Jake Evans, a shorthanded goal in the first, and then Cole Caulfield with that 4-on-4 goal at 18:44 of the second to draw Montreal back within 1. Time now for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Bring Me the Horizon returns to New England next spring. See them in Worcester at the DCU Center on Friday, May 1st. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bruins up 3-2 in our second intermission. We'll check the out-of-town scores next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Ground-level storage containers, road trailers, or mobile offices. Don't get stressed. Get Eagle. Just call Eagle Leasing at 1-800-GET-EAGLE or get a quote at eagleleasing.com. I'm Brandon Eagle. You see us everywhere. We're Eagle Leasing.
Hey, you could win a brand new high-efficiency gas furnace free from Rodenizer Home Services. If your furnace is 10 years or older, go to rodenizer.com/5 free furnaces. No purchase necessary rules online.
NBA fans, the race for the Emirates NBA Cup is on.
Let the games begin.
30 teams will start, but only 8 will advance. And only one champion will capture the cup. To finish first, they'll have to put the pedal to the metal. Who will capture the cup? Well, let's see what happens on the court.
Basketball is back.
Emirates NBA Cup Group Play continues every Friday on Prime.
You feel that? That's not game day jitters. That's a rodent returning a kick through your garage. Spiders, they're running routes across your ceiling. And stink bugs, they've formed a huddle in your windowsill. Bad defense loses games, but bad pest control, that loses your home. Call Burgess Pest, my go-to for years. Burgess Pest is local, fast, and they play to win with year-round coverages starting at $39 a month. With nearly 100 years of experience, Burgess Pest is family-owned right here in our own backyard. Mice, spiders, stink bugs, gone. BurgessPest.com. Built for New New England, built to stop pests.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about ClearPath for veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. ClearPath for Veterans is working with safety insurance to help New England veterans at the resource centers in Devens, Massachusetts and Manchester, New Hampshire. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to ClearPath and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Celtics fans, be sure to enjoy all the Boston Celtics action this season, whether it's your neighborhood bar, restaurant, or cheering from home with an ice-cold, refreshing Corona, the official cerveza of the Boston Celtics. La Playa awaits. Corona must be 21. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer imported by Crown Import, Chicago, Illinois.
Champions play here. The Sports Hub.
Welcome back to Montreal. Second intermission here between the Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. Bruins holding a 3-2 lead. We'll take a look at some other scores from around the league finals from earlier today. It was Tampa Bay defeating the Florida Panthers by the score of 3-1, and Minnesota getting the shutout over Anaheim 2-0. Third period action, Los Angeles has a 1-0 lead over the Ottawa Senators. 4-2 now Detroit leading the Buffalo Sabres. New Jersey 2 and Washington 1. Also in the third period, it's Edmonton and Carolina tied up at 2. Columbus, the Rangers tied up at 1. And Toronto with a 2-1 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. Second period action, Vegas 2-0 lead over St. Louis, and 1-0 Dallas leading the Philadelphia Flyers in the second period. Here in Montreal, Bruins lead the Canadiens by the score of 3-2. All the third period action coming up next on the 98.
Contractors, your crews have better things to do than sit in their trucks and name cloud formations. Let Granite City Electric Supply get your crews working first thing every morning. Use the GCE Night Train. Overnight delivery to your job site by 6 a.m. Or pick up your materials with 24/7 access at one of 27 GCE Night Train depot locations. Let's face it, knowing your supplies will arrive at 2 p.m. doesn't help you in the morning. Experience the GCE Night Train difference from Granite City Electric, proud partner of the Boston Bruins radio network.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
You work hard for your money. It's time to put your money to work for you. Buy a commercial Ford vehicle before the end of the year, and you could potentially save a bundle at tax time. Take advantage of this opportunity before December 31st on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 40 consecutive years. And start working smarter with your money. Consult your tax advisor. Then visit your New England Ford dealers to learn more. Based on S&P Global Mobility, CY 1985 to 2024 U.S. TIPNet registrations, excluding registrations to individuals.
This is New England Patriots quarterback Josh Dobbs, and Autodesk is the official design and make platform of the New England Patriots. Autodesk is all around us, including here at Gillette Stadium. What fans might not know is that stadiums, buildings, and the new Patriots Training Center were built with the help of Autodesk Construction Cloud software. Autodesk helps the Patriots and the Kraft Group bring their construction vision to life.
Autodesk, changing how the world is designed and made. Visit Autodesk.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
The game is on the Sports Hub.
It's time for This Date in Bruins History, being restored by Blue Sky Restoration Contractors.
Thomas will stop it, play it off to Chara. Chara left side, plays it up the boards out to center. That'll do it. The Bruins win, and it's a league-leading 4th shutout of the season for Tim Thomas. and number 21 on his career. As the Bruins stop the bleeding tonight with a 3-0 win over the Devils on home ice.
This date in history taking us back to 2010. Tim Thomas, 28 saves and a 3-0 win over the New Jersey Devils. His 4th shutout of the season, coming in the team's 15th game of the year. It was their fastest 4 shutouts by a Bruins goaltender since Terry Sawchuk back in 1955-56. Sawchuk had 22 wins that season. 9 of them came via shutout. Bruins with a 3-2 lead as we get ready to start the 3rd period here tonight in Montreal. Marat Hustadinov opened the scoring with his 3rd of the year from Pasternak and Zadorov at 8:38 of the 1st period. Jake Evans, a shorthanded goal for Montreal, his 3rd of the season from Josh Anderson at 12:12 of the 1st. In the 2nd period, Mason Lohrei with his 2nd from Kastelik and Jeannot at 2 minutes even of the period. And then a power play goal by Victor Arvidsson, his 6th of the year and the 200th goal of his career, set up by Pavel Zacha and David Pasternak at 16:51. Cole Caulfield drawing Montreal back within 1 at the 18:44 mark from Suzuki and Struble. And that is where we are through 2 periods. We get the word from the Bruins PR staff. Charlie McAvoy will not return tonight after taking that shot up around the mouth area during the 2nd period. Now the Bruins will be short a D-man for the rest of the evening as they get ready to start the 3rd period. They will be going from left to right here in the 3rd. Shots on goal in that 2nd period were 12-7 in favor of Montreal, and they had a lengthy stretch of almost 4 minutes of uninterrupted power play time midway portion of that period.
Yeah, including a 5-on-3.
Right. Montreal now 0 for 6 on the man advantage tonight. Bruins have gone 1 for 3 on their opportunities. Well, here we go. It's been a fun one so far. Expect nothing less in the final 20 minutes. Face off, pulled over by the Montreal bench, and Hudson from inside his own blue line. Pass to the near side, looking for Doc, didn't connect. Thrown back toward that Montreal zone.
Yeah,
Hudson will settle.
Playing a little right side D right now with Zadorov.
Here's Demidov carrying through the neutral zone and across the Boston line. Kapanen knocked off his stick by Lohrei, and here come the Bruins back the other way with a 3-on-2. Zacha across the line, sends it across for Steves, who got pulled off it by Doc. That's going to draw a penalty. Zadorov at the center of the blue line, over to Zacha. Hudson blocked the centering pass. Zacha keeps it alive. Pasternak jumps on as the extra skater. Zadorov gives it a pass out near the center of the blue line. Tried to stick handle around Demidov, who wins the puck and draws the whistle. And just 44 seconds into this 3rd period, the Bruins will go to the power play.
A well-executed 3-on-2. It's the hustle by Doc coming all the way
Montreal
back
penalty number 77, 2 minutes for hooking.
to prevent Steve from getting that shot away, but ends up taking the penalty. Doc can't believe it. He's still standing by the bench.
That stick kind of right between Steve's legs. He turned it with it. Oh, power play number 4 for the Bruins. And a chance to get back in front by 2. Pasternak gets it from Lindholm, gives it to Zacha, quickly over to the far side, and Arvidsson's one-timer is gloved by Montembeault.
Yeah, Geekie wasn't over in that left wing circle that time because he took the draw. Let's see him over there getting that one-timer away, not to take anything away from Arvidsson. See Geekie pound that puck from that circle.
Geekie has the hardest shot attempt in the league this year at over 103 miles an hour. Circle pulled behind the net here by Matheson. Plays it up through neutral ice and all the way down. Hampus Lindholm skates it out from behind the Bruins net. Here's Zacha carrying it out. Minute 35 to go on the power play. Pasternak sends it across the ice, and that one ricochets into the Montreal bench.
Power play's become a weapon for the Bruins. You know, last year was such a kind of momentum buster, if you had any.
Yeah. Tonight, 6th in the league with a man advantage. 46% success rate. 1 out of 3 tonight so far. Zaka in the near corner. Pasternak.
They also gave up a shorthander in the first period.
That's true. They've given up 3 shorthanded goals this year. Pasta. Carrier pushed it off to the far wall. Arvidsson squeezed against the boards to help keep that alive. Deacon can't find the handle though, and here's Anderson shorthanded. One against Tampa's Lindholm, and Tampa's able to keep him away from the net. Pasternak going to carry it back up the left wing side. Some of the bit coming through the neutral zone. Loose puck. Kastelik will bat it toward the far circle. Backhands it down deep. Pasternak sends it around the far side. Lindholm hustling over in front of the Montreal bench. Couldn't get there.
He was towards the middle of the ice, was Lindholm.
46 seconds left on the power play. Bruins getting some changes. 2 minutes into this third period. Lindholm will give it to Husnedinov to carry up in the neutral ice. Left wing pass to Asimont. Back to Husnedinov. Throws one to the net at the outside of the cage. Kastelik along the end boards. Now Steves trying to backhand it in front. Cut off there by Dobson, and all the way down it goes. 20 seconds to go on the penalty to Kirby Dach. As Mason Lohrei brings it to center ice. Back off for Husnedinov. Hands to Steves. In across the line they come. Kastelik right circle to Steves. Off the near boards back to Lohrei at the point. Over to Asimont. Now Husnedinov with the far circle. Husnedinov from the bottom of the circle tried to go high on the stick side, and it went wide of the net. Dach out of the box, gets it over to Suzuki, and Lohrei sliding in front of him to block a centering pass. Mason went sliding into the wall, and a chance here for Evans, who misfired wide. Suzuki played it to Evans at the back of the Bruins net. He'll carry it toward the far corner. Jacka to the center of the blue line for Carrier. Walks it over toward the Bruins bench. Plays it down into the corner. Suzuki coming in behind the net with the puck on his forehand. Jacki from the top of the circle. Shot went wide. Around the far boards, and Carrier plays it back deep. Caulfield got it back out to the blue line. Slavkovsky with a shot. That one went up and over with Carrier in front of Swayman. Jacki trying to pass it across ice, and Kastelik disrupted it and forced it out into center. Bruins getting some changes on here with 16:20 to play in regulation. 3-2 is their lead. They're now 1 for 4 on the power play tonight. Jacki over to Struble. Now back to Jacki. Slavkovsky over by the Montreal bench. Will play it back toward the near side for Struble.
A really big defensive play there being about Mason Lohrei. Dach coming out of the box. They had numbers in the zone.
Up in by Struble off the blocker of Swayman. Near side boards just south of the hash marks. Moreno going to dig it out of the pile. Gallagher does. Hudson back at the blue line. Back to Gallagher. Quickly back to Hudson. One-timer knocked down by Swayman. And the puck is cleared over the glass.
Golov's going to get one for the air game. Just trying to get it away from the front of the net. Swayman had a little trouble with that shot coming in. He makes the save, but the puck got away from him a little bit. With the battle going on in front of him.
2-minute minor penalty, delay a game.
And Zadorov just trying to clear that puck.
Put too much air under it.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies in front of that. Puck was up on edge.
Yeah. Well, Montreal will get their 7th power play of the game with 15:37 to go. And a chance for the Canadiens to draw even. Faceoff will be to Swayman's left. Corrali will take it against Suzuki, and he wins it behind the net. Kastelik whips it around the near boards.
That's
and
better.
Gets through Caulfield and all the way down.
That's the play, right? You just chip it behind. Weak side forward comes over there, takes it.
From behind his own net comes Dobson. Brings it out to his own blue line. Gives it back to Demidov. Quickly ahead for Suzuki. And across the line they come. Caulfield. Dobson on the blue line. Demidov trying to center for Caulfield, broken up. Lined up back with Demidov at the right circle. Passed it down low. Slavkovsky right back to him. Top of the circle. Slavkovsky down low. Back to Demidov. Take the pass. Now moves it across near side for Suzuki. Back to Dobson. His shot went wide on the short side. Came back around the far side. And a chance for Slavkovsky.
What a save by Swayman with the left pad.
On that far circle. Demidov Works his way toward the corner, now back up toward the top of the face-off circle. Slafkovsky, centering pass, off Swayman's stick, jumped up in the air, and Jeremy reaches up and gloves it to draw a whistle with 57 seconds left on the penalty.
That shot came from the point, ricocheted out the other way. I believe it was Swayman that got over to make this save. Now off the side of the net more so, yeah. They're right by the post.
14:34 to go. 57 seconds left on the Montreal power play. Face-off win by Suzuki. Hudson pushed it down the right wing boards. Bolduc in the far corner. Suzuki from the hash marks to Hudson at the right point. Walks it toward the center. Gives it back to Suzuki from the top of the circle. Bolduc down low. Suzuki. High slot Hudson. Over to Suzuki. Shot. Glove save Swayman. No rebound.
They're really taking Gallagher away. Gallagher's in between the hash marks there, looking for that quick pass from down low. Bruins dedicated on that PK today. They converge on that. As soon as the puck goes down low, they're taking away that lane. Peak and Lindholm have been out here for the entire penalty kill. They'll stay out.
A rally to take the face off. Suzuki won the draw. Hudson from the center of the blue line. Suzuki far circle. Right back up to Hudson. And back to Suzuki. Stepping toward the dot. Now down into the corner. Waited toward Bolduc at the side of the net. Suzuki out of the corner. Hudson over to Gallagher. Hudson center of the blue line. 20 seconds to go on the Zadorov penalty. Hudson's got it to the left point. Over to Suzuki. Top of the far circle. Near-sided dunk. Took a shot. And that one skimmed up and over.
It's a good setup. He didn't one-time it, but he stopped it and then tried to go far side.
Ricochet out of the corner all the way back to the Montreal zone. That should about do it for the Zadorov penalty. Bolduc inside the Boston line. Comes down toward the corner. Gallagher from a tough angle. Couple of whacks at it. And Swayman made the save. Bruins will get it out here with Jeannot carrying out to the red line. Last by Doc. Kastelik tried to play it deep. That got blocked. Jeannot's got it at center ice. Brings in across on the left side. Tried to get it to the net. Locked into the near corner. Kastelik waited behind the net. And Hudson was there for Montreal. With 13:07 to go here in regulation. Bruins lead is 3-2. Kastelik and Husnudinov hoping to keep that puck in the Montreal zone. Both teams will get some changes on here. Matheson run behind the Canadiens net. Skates it out between the circles. The right side, and Carrier dumps it. Swayman sends it right back into that far corner. Zadorov will lob one to center ice. Pasternak able to tip it into the attack zone. Goes and gets it. Goes right around Struble, and Montembeault slides out to make the save. Pasternak now at the top of the circle. Threw one in front, trying to get Geekie a redirect. Zacco on the far boards against Davidson, able to keep that puck in. Whipped across ice toward the near side by Geekie. Pasternak wheels it back in front. Geekie turn around and get that shot off. Zacco throws it back toward the blue line far side. Zadorov. We get a penalty coming against Montreal as Geekie had knocked down in between the circles and a bit slow in getting up. Looks like he took a stick up high. And the Bruins are going to go back to the power play here. With 12:10 to go here in the third period and a 3-2 lead. Boston will have its fifth power play when we come back on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
There's nothing like the sights and sounds of the holidays. The crackle of a fire, the tearing of wrapping paper, and the of new gifts. The smell of cookies, ornaments on the tree, and the of new toys, along with the sound of Christmas carols through the Lexus Premium Sound System. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Stock up for Celtics game night with ice cold Corona, official cerveza of the Boston Celtics at Cappy's Fine Wine and Spirits. Just visit Cappy's.com to find a Cappy's near you. Bring a little beach to your living room and make it a Corona kind of game night. Corona, La Playa awaits. Relax responsibly, must be 21 plus.
Hey folks, it's Brian from Norfolk Power. We're your home for commercial snow removal equipment. We offer competitive snow leases on tractors, compact track loaders, wheel loaders, and skid steers. Get ready for your snow contracts with Norfolk Power's leading selection of Kubota equipment. And bundle a lease with the Boss Snow Raider, Pusher, or Sander. And don't forget the full line of metal plus. Visit any of our Norfolk Power stores in Rentham or Carver, Mass. and Burrillville, Rhode Island. See it all at norfolkpower.com or text Norfolk Power at 508-384-0011.
Hey, it's Zoe, and if you've got mold or funky odors creeping around your home or office, don't mess around. Call my guys at Green Home Solutions. They'll restore your air quality safely, and that means healthier air for your kids, your pets, and grandma too. Visit greenhomesolutions.com/Boston to book your free consultation today and tell them Zoe sent you.
Your hot takes on the Sports Hub.
Victor Arvidsson's second period power play goal is tonight's electric play delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. Bruins will go to the power play here with 12:10 to go in the third period.
That came off a great chance from Bostock, just chipping this puck by Struble, and Montreal makes a nice save on him, and Bruins follow it up with a good shift in that offensive zone. And people never got his stick up like most players do. He made sure that the referee saw it. He's hot here for the power play.
Fifth of the night for the Bruins here. Montreal has had 7. Geeky wins a faceoff. Lindholm gets it into the middle here for Zaka at the blue line. On to Arvidsson, far circle. Geeky brings it out from the far side of the goal line. And chance in front with Zaka on the near side wall. Zaka plays it out of the corner to Pasternak in traffic. Here's Geeky sending over to far circle, and Arvidsson bidding for his second of the night. Montembeault blockers it out of play.
The battle won along the boards, and Arvidsson, that's 2 one-timers we've seen from him from that left wing side. Geeky bringing the puck to the front, trying to get that puck to Zaka, just missed.
You said earlier, Arvidsson in that spot that Geeky has become accustomed to over in that left circle. This off to Montembeault's right.
I think it's just by chance, to be honest with you. Yeah. He scored the goal from the bumper.
Right. Zaka wins the face-off. Geeky goes over and gets the puck and sends it to Arvidsson out of the corner. Arvidsson gives back to Geeky up top for Lindholm. One-timer, and Montembeault squeezes that. And Matheson didn't like Arvidsson maybe taking a little poke at his goaltender, and that draws a crowd in deep in the Montreal zone.
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the game from the Canadians. Arvidsson taking a page there and a little whack to Montembeault.
He's been trying to pull everyone apart. Geeky is helmetless in the middle of that scrum.
Matheson in the middle of it too. He kind of went after Arvidsson first. He's been a topic of some conversation now with contract-wise. Up for a new contract. When he negotiated the last one, Kent Hughes, who's now the general manager, was his agent.
Does that make it easier or
more
difficult to negotiate the next one?
I mean, he plays more than any defenseman on their team.
9, Montreal 71, 2 minutes each, roughing.
All right, so they're going to get Geeky and Jake Evans for roughing minors.
Still play 5-on-4 in the power play, but that's a
trade Montreal would take.
Well, I mean, Evans got the short-handed goal earlier this game, so I don't know. I think
face off in the offensive zone here. Kuskadinov's going to join the power play, first power play unit here. As Lindholm tried to play it along the far wall, Suzuki going to stick on it. Now Arvidsson's got it. Here's Pasternak stepping in. Blocker save Montembeault.
I don't know if he got with the blocker or the knob of his stick.
Here's Lindholm, center of the blue line. Pasternak at the top of the right circle. Gives it back to Lindholm. Lindholm to Pasternak. Pulls it away from Anderson, moving to the far side. Now Arvidsson rotating up top near the blue line. Gives back to Pasternak coming down the right circle. Zaka back to him, and that shot just missed. Arvidsson gets it back to Lindholm. Zaka out near the blue line near side. Back over to Lindholm at the far point. Now Pasternak coming out to get it. His shot goes up and over. Arvidsson out of the far corner. 44 seconds to go on the power play. Kuskadinov at the back of the net. Zacha to Pasternak. Fires it across for Arvidsson. Back across near side for Zacha. Great chance.
Puck movement's there. Zacha's had so many chances in this game.
Lindholm with a shot. That one blocked on its way to the net and will be cleared by Anderson. 23 seconds left on the power play. Lohrei back inside the Bruins zone. Fedorov will give it to Jeannot, who has to circle back with it. Now Lohrei lifts one across ice, deflected, but gained to Minton. Chips it in just wide of the net. Jeannot at the side of the net. Had a chance denied by Jacka. Jeannot will wrap it around near side. Power play comes to an end. Lohrei backhands to the back of the net. Kastelik back around toward the near corner. Off the wall, Lohrei kicks it to his stick. Sends it back around, but that one gets cut off by Dobson. And he'll angle it off the near boards for Veleno out in the neutral zone. Lifted into the Bruins end. Swayman spins it toward the far corner. Zadorov against Doc. Kastelik comes in and takes that puck and brings it around the near circle. He'll carry it all the way out to the red line and get it deep. Jeannot will get to it first ahead of Struble. From the far circle. And we're going to wrap it around the near side. Pete sends it back around to that far side. Eyssimont up against Struble in the far corner. Veleno reaching in with a stick. Puck comes free toward the slot, and Montembeault puts a stick on it and hands it off for Doc. 9:15 left in regulation. Bruins up a goal. Struble comes out from behind the Montreal net. They're moving from right to left. Demidov will send it in deep. Pete waited behind the net. He got taken away by Doc. Bruins, though, will get it out. Carrier drops it back to Hudson inside Montreal territory. Demidov. Here's Hudson on the left side. Left it off into the far corner of the Bruins zone. Aspero gives it on to Pete near side. Volleyed back out towards center, out of Hudson's reach as he tried to glove it down. Slavkovsky will bring the Canadians forward, but runs out of room as he got to the Boston line.
Makes the pass if it's there.
Steves in the middle for Arvidsson, trying to cut to the net. Couldn't get that backhander teed up in time. Zacha back to Lohrei at the center of the blue line, walking toward the far side. To the far circle for Steves, brings around behind the net, and Hudson gets in there with a stick and knocks it free. Slavkovsky from the near corner. Backs it up behind Hudson. Around to the far side, Suzuki. Pass across ice for Slavkovsky, skating into the Boston zone. Shot around Lohrei, gloved down by Swayman, drops it back in play. Zacha gets a pass from Lindholm. They'll work it out into the neutral ice now to Pasternak. Off the near boards and Eyssimont. Got it just across the line with Matheson right there. Veleno skates back into the Boston zone against Usnadinov. Now stopped short of Zadorov. Far corner. Veleno protecting the puck against Usnadinov. Into the corner now comes Gallagher. Back to the point. Now Matheson near side. With a shot, gets blocked into the corner. He did one of his teammates, Davidson. Turns around and fires from the near circle. The save made. Rebound was there for a moment before Zadorov kicked it into the corner. And now Peak finds a loose puck and sends it up the right side to Eyssimont. From the right circle, shot it just wide on the short side. Aaron's back out to the red line. Lindholm will dump it in. Delayed offside. Bruins will go for a change. 7 minutes to play here in Montreal. 3-2. Bruins have the lead. Directed deep here by Anderson. Swayman goes behind the net, sends it around the far boards. Never got to Kastelik.
Thought Lindholm was going for it. Lindholm thought Kastelik was going to go for it.
Puck comes back into the Montreal zone here. Pass fired up ice here by Jacki. Anderson directed around behind Swayman. Tried to spin it up the far wall. Got knocked off the wall by Doc. He'll play it back around the near side. Jacki on the point. Shot redirected. Loose in front of Swayman. Aspero doing a nice job of holding Doc off of it. Anderson to the far circle for Carrier. Anderson back to Carrier all on the blue line. His shot. And Aspero in front of Swayman. He's got a piece of that.
Yeah, he's being knocked to the ice there by Doc in front.
Aspero lifting one up the wall. Anderson gloved it down but lost it out of the zone. Kastelik able to pick it and move it up ice. Give the Bruins a chance to change here. He'll now head off on the change as well. Under 6 minutes to go. Carrier. Head for Slefkovsky. Skates into the Boston zone. Shot.
Oh, the Bruins back off of him. He's by himself.
Ricochet up over the net. Steves coming across toward the near side as he comes into neutral ice. On the right side, Zacha didn't handle that cleanly. That winds up the Bruins offside. 5:34 to play here in Montreal. It's a 3-2 Bruins lead on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins radio network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Hurry into DQ for their sauced and tossed chicken strip baskets, layered with flavor from top to bottom and everywhere in between. Try them today. Now available in new sweet chili or honey barbecue. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Artificial intelligence, AI, has made my life so much easier. So has IA. Yep, my independent agent. She's a wizard when it comes to delivering great coverage at a great price. She bundled our home and auto with safety insurance. And with Safety's app that monitors driving habits, we saved even more. AI is great. For insurance, so is real intelligence. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. They'll help you manage life storms.
TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden. From Pro Shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. These benefits were made for game time. Card eligibility restrictions and terms apply. Learn more at td.com/TD Garden Perks. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins and the Boston Celtics.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Hit 985thesportshub.com.
Man's hockey season is the perfect time to get a high-efficiency Peerless boiler. Be ready and start saving now. Find the Peerless boiler that's right for your home or business. And a list of local installers at peerlessboilers.com. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
Bruins leading 3-2 here in Montreal. 5:34 remaining in the third period. Either team has scored here in the third. Faceoff's going to come just outside the Montreal blue line. Zacha against Kapanen. Canadians will control. Hudson gives it to Struble. Back over to Hudson. And now Struble coming out across his own blue line. Pass kicked in across the line here by Kapanen. Takes a hit from Peak along the near wall. Puck volleyed over the head of Struble. And now a foot race back into the Montreal zone. Hudson will get there first, just ahead of Arvidsson. Up the left side here for Kapanen. Doc takes a shoulder from Zacho. Knocked that puck free. Peak over to Lindholm. Pasternak redirects it deep into Montreal territory with 5 minutes to go. Hudson leads it out toward his own blue line. Gives ahead to Caulfield. Floats a bouncer towards Swayman. Knocks it aside towards Zadorov. Cut off in the far corner by Suzuki. It'll come back around the near side. Lorei racing over to get it. Pushes it up for Pasternak and out into neutral ice it goes. Thompson chased by Husnudinov. Gives it away along the far boards to Geekie. Here's Lorei. Top of the circle with a shot. Ricocheted off. Slefkovsky comes back out in front of the net. Zadorov to Lorei. And down deep for Pasternak, but it's picked off by Matheson. Suzuki will skate it through center ice. Slefkovsky brings into the Boston zone. Sends a pass through some traffic to the far circle, and Caulfield's shot goes up and over Swayman. Here's a clear by Husnudinov. He's chasing up the right wing side. Shot hit the post. Referee initially pointed to the net, but now is waving it off.
And then he was going to blow the whistle, and then he waved it off. So Husnudinov didn't react like he scored a goal. I think it did hit the bar or the post. We'll ring the we'll hear the buzzer if it went in.
Some oohs and ahs from the crowd here in Montreal as Matheson tried to dump it in. It goes up and over the glass, out of play.
Husnudinov chipped that by, I think it was Dobson. He chipped it by, and he got coming down the right wing side. Everybody on the Canadians trying to chase him from the other side. So I think Montreal might have got a slight piece of it off his shoulder and off the crossbar.
So timeout with 3:47 to go. Bruins 3, Canadians 2. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Engines roar, tires grip.
It's that time of year again. Happy Honda Days, where you can drive in a Honda wonderland of your own with a great offer on a rugged new Passport, a winter-ready Pilot, or a Ridgeline with available all-terrain tires. Hurry into your local Honda dealer and experience the wonder of Happy Honda Days with a great deal on your favorite Honda today.
Driving in a Honda Wonderland.
See dealer for financing details.
Hi, this is Andrew Peak. I'm excited to be teaming up with the Shaws and Star Market Foundation and 98.5 The Sports Hub for Feeding the Puck for Families. Every time me or one of my teammates feeds the puck this season helps score a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation Nourishing Neighbors Initiative will donate $100 to help end hunger here in our local communities. Since its inception, Nourishing Neighbors has raised more than $250 million across the country to ensure our neighbors have the nutrition needed to thrive locally. Every time we feed the puck for a goal, the Shaws and Star Market Foundation will make a donation of $100 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help end hunger up to $50,000. To learn more about feeding the puck for families, visit 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck.
Wendy's has new chicken tenders and new sauces. So whether you're a creamy ranch girly or a new Wendy's signature stand, you can dip to your heart's content. Now let's wrap this up because I gotta dip. I want to try these new tenders. For tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's. Zoe and Beetle, middays on the Sports Hub.
Bruins with a 3-2 lead as we come down the stretch here in Montreal. Face-off going to be at center ice. Exactly how much time's left on the clock, but there is not a clock visible right now. There we go. 3:44 to go. Puck around the far boards inside the Montreal zone. Slavkovsky. Minton dropped his stick in pursuit of that puck. He'll get it back as Montreal moves up ice. Caulfield with a shot. Blocker saved by Swayman. Into the near corner. Caulfield sends it back in behind. Lindholm will play it up the far wall. Through Dobson coming through to neutral ice. And Minton bearing down on Hudson in the far corner. Slavkovsky tried to turn up ice. Ran out of room against Castellet. Dobson goes into the far corner. Goes down. Crowd howls for a penalty that doesn't come. Hudson will bring in the neutral ice and across the Boston line. Sends a floater down behind Swayman. Peak around the far side. Dobson will skate onto it. Takes a shoulder from Jeannot to move the puck in deep. Hudson fumbled it out near the blue line and lost it out into neutral ice. 2:52 to play. Demidov will get it back deep. Swayman keeps it moving around toward the far circle for Asimont. Gets sandwiched between a pair of Canadians. Out of the corner. Puck given away in the far circle, and Evans coming toward the slot. Steves came back to help make that play. Swayman's stick, yeah, it's laying all the way almost into corner far side. Coming around the near boards. Evans, center blue line for Doc. Stepping into a shot. Asimont without a stick now. He goes back to the bench and grabs one. Matheson at the left point with 2:15 to go. Demidov moving across along the blue line. Tried to shot that block. Asimont trying to fight his way around Demidov. Both guys go down as the puck comes into neutral ice. And now deeper into Montreal territory. 2 minutes to go. 3-2 Boston.
Swayman's able to retrieve his stick.
Slavkovsky will come back toward the Boston zone. Just inside the blue line, takes a check from Geeky. Puck comes free to Dobson. Over to Hudson. Throws it toward the slot, and Zadorov gets a stick in there, and it goes up and out of play. That was just as Montembeault was getting to the Montreal bench for the extra attack.
Yeah, good stick by Zadorov down low, getting a piece of that.
Well, the face-off will be inside the Boston zone.
He just... It's intended for Suzuki going to the net. Hudson's got his eyes up, looking back door, looking for the redirect. Have a timeout here by the Canadians, I believe.
Comes with 1:44 to go. Bruins have led this one since the 2-minute mark of the second period. It was at one point a 3-1 lead. Montreal drew back within one with just over a minute to go in the second period. It's been a thus far scoreless third. You were not with us to start this one. It started with a fight right off the opening face-off. It has been a physical game. It has been a fun game. First of 4 meetings on the year between these two old rivals. Corrali will take the face-off in the defensive zone here against Suzuki. Far circle to the left of Jeremy Swayman. They drop it. Corrali wins it toward the corner. Lindholm will play it up and out of the zone. It gets through Dobson at center ice. And so he'll come back and retrieve it near the empty net. Pasternak giving him a little trouble. Now Hudson brings it out. Demidov skates it through the red line and then across the blue. Pass to the right side, gets to Slafkovsky. Hudson now at the left point. Down toward the corner for Caulfield. Hudson walks it along the blue line. Dobson brings it to the center of the line. Onto that right circle. Quick passing in front. Suzuki gets denied by Lindholm in front.
Great play by Lindholm. Good reaction.
Corrali by the rim and around the boards, and it gets through Demidov and back out into neutral ice. A minute to go. Thompson sends it back deep. Zadorov goes back to retrieve it. Demidov blocked his effort to clear it. Now he does clear it, and it will bounce just wide of the empty net.
They tried it first.
It'll be an icing.
Hudson was way back there. Tried it first, got blocked, he got it back, and that one goes all the way down.
46.6 left.
Big play by Lindholm, right? That good quick puck movement by the Canadians, trying to get that puck into the low slot.
Rally against Suzuki once again on the face-off. And Suzuki gets a warning. Face-off win by Suzuki. Hudson from the center of the blue line. Passes over to the far side. Demidov one-timer kicked away. Swayman. Puck cleared by Zadorov, and it goes wide of the near post this time. Just missing the empty net.
You can make a pass there and get out of the zone a lot easier. I know things happen quick. Turn and he doesn't move that puck and you got somebody on you, then he gets criticized for that, but there's a pass to be made to skate out of the zone.
Off one by the Canadians. Hudson walking toward the high slot. Shot rocketed away by Swayman with traffic in front of it. Back to Hudson. That one got through to the slot. Kicked off a couple of skates. Geeky backhands it off the wall. Canadians keep it alive. Dobson fumbled. Out near the blue line. A shot redirected towards Swayman who made the save, and then Caulfield's rebound went wide. Kastelik gets a clear. 13 seconds left. Hudson reloading in the neutral ice. Caulfield to the Boston line. They're offside. He can't carry it in. Now he does. It gets directed into the near corner. Hudson skating to it with 3 seconds to go. And we get a whistle.
They're going to check the clock.
1.9 left on the clock right now.
I feel like there'll be a little bit more put on it.
Faceoff will be in the Bruins zone. Officials over. Talking to the timekeepers right now. They'll reset it to 2.4. Yeah. So add a half a second. Kastelik will match up against Suzuki near circle for the faceoff. And Kastelik wins it. Lindholm will eat it behind the net. And the Bruins will win it here in Montreal. Taking round one of the season series. 3-2 the final. They beat the Canadiens tonight here at the Bell Center. And for the Bruins, that's now 9 wins in their last 11 games as they pull ahead of the Canadiens in the Atlantic Division standings. We'll recap it from the Bell Center next on the 94 Sub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
TD Bank's here for an assist with a special checking and savings account offer for new customers. Perfect for fans of the Bruins. Learn more at td.com/garden offer or stop by any TD Bank location in New England. Terms and eligibility apply. TD Bank, Bank of the Boston Bruins.
Hey, hockey fans, it's Bob Beers. If you're ready to upgrade your outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is the #1 premium composite decking brand, and it's tough enough to handle anything. It looks just like real wood, but without the costly maintenance of a wood deck. It won't rot, warp, splinter, or peel, ever. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck will last year after year after year. Connect with a local contractor or order free samples at timbertech.com to see the TimberTech difference for yourself. TimberTech, everything wood should be.
So I'm running late for a hugely important meeting. Of course, traffic is bad. And then I got rear-ended. The timing was inconvenient. But I have to say, safety insurance made the claims process unbelievably convenient. I simply uploaded pics of my car. The claims adjuster sent me back an estimate. I even got the money to cover the repair digitally. Ask an independent agent about safety insurance. We'll help you manage life's storms conveniently.
98.5 The Sports Hub and the Bruins Radio Network welcome the following new partners. Your Boston area Chevy dealers and the Chevy Silverado. TimberTech Decking and Railing, #1 in premium decking. Order free samples at timbertech.com. Blue Sky Restoration. Tune in to hear this date in history being restored by Blue Sky all season long. And remember, if you have a property disaster, visit goblusky.com. And your Boston area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer today. From the home of the Bruins, thank you for joining our winning team.
At National Grid, we know home is where you feel your best. That's why we're dedicated to making your home comfortable and energy efficient year-round. With a home energy assessment, you can learn how your home uses energy and receive a custom report with helpful recommendations. You can also learn about energy-saving solutions such as insulation, air sealing, and more. If you're ready to save energy at home, we'll be there for you every step of the way. Visit ngrid.com/assessment or call 866-527-SAVE to learn more. National Grid is a proud sponsor of Mass Save.
Hey, it's Big Jim. It's the season of being thankful, and I'm thankful for riding the commuter rail and not having to battle the traffic torment. So just take the train for all of your upcoming holiday travel, because this Thanksgiving, the commuter rail is connecting you to family, friends, and community. You can ride unlimited on Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and that holiday weekend with the 4-day $10 holiday weekend pass. Maybe it's going to a parade, turkey trot, Friendsgiving, early holiday shopping, or to see a game or concert at the Garden. Visit massbytrain.com/things to do and get tickets on board or with the M-Ticket app.
The Honda Ridgeline is designed to adapt to every part of your life. Going camping? Its in-bed trunk fits all the gear for your outdoor adventures. The Honda Ridgeline, a truck for everything that makes you, you.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
3-2, the Bruins beat the Montreal Canadiens tonight here in Montreal. We're joined downstairs by defenseman Andrew Peeke. Peeker, it was a physical game right off the bat tonight. Did you guys come in with that in mind?
Yeah, I don't know if anything was. I mean, the first fight might have seemed like it was planned, but no, we know what this rivalry is. You know, we feel like that's one of our strengths this year is playing physical. You know, imposing our will against opponents, and no better place to do it on a Saturday night.
Yeah, Peeker, I mean, you look at this game, and it starts off that way, but the penalty killing ended up being a huge factor in this one. A couple of 5-on-3s that you guys were able to kill off. What made you guys successful on the penalty kill tonight?
Yeah, we just came into it confident tonight. Obviously, a couple goals in the last couple games. You know, we knew that we needed to get back on track, and you know, we all kind of just got together and just stayed confident with it and trusted it, and paid off tonight big time.
You guys lose McAvoy during that second period after he took that shot up high. As a defenseman, how do you adjust the rest of the way, having to go 5?
Yeah, you know, it kind of comes collectively. You know, the forwards obviously are going to help us out too, and obviously each defenseman, we're kind of just rolling with the punches, and you know, whatever comes up, you know, all 5 of us were ready to go in that third period.
Appreciate the time. Congrats on the win. We'll see you guys back home on Monday.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to Andrew Peeke for joining us as he and the Bruins get a 3-2 win tonight here in Montreal. This is a fun one. I hope the other 3 meetings are as good as this one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, well, this one had a little extra in it, a little extra juice, because Montreal, the way that they had lost their previous 2 games, and you know, like he said, like Peeker said, he talked that the first fight was obviously predetermined because, you know, and I'm sure my guess is Struble would have asked for it, you know, and if they're going to start against one another, that they knew that was going to happen. The other one happened organically. That was Jack threw a hit, and Jeannot came in to protect Minton. So, and they dropped the gloves as well. They squared off. But, you know, this is was a fun game. It was an intense game. You had a feeling it would be. Both goaltenders made some big saves in this game. I think that there were some momentum swings back and forth. The penalty killing, to me, was the biggest factor, though. Your goalie has to be your best penalty killer. Swayman was excellent here today on the PK. But the 5-on-3s, whether that was Montreal not executing properly or the Bruins just doing a great job protecting the areas that they need to protect and give out the outside shot. There was a couple that were point blank, but both. The penalty killing was big. I mean, there's been times this season where the penalty killing has kind of let them down. Generally, it's been good. And, you heard him say we had a couple goals scored on us the last few games. We wanted to make sure that we bared down and, took some pride in it. And the guys in penalty kill got a lot of ice time today in that area. Those are some hard minutes, and the D without McAvoy, those minutes defensively. Lindholm bounced back with a really strong game here. Zadorov had a strong game defensively. Took a couple of penalties. Had a fight, but he also had a couple of penalties. But his penalty killing time on ice was big here today, almost 5 minutes. And Peak strong on that backside because they don't use Laura on the PK. They'll use Aspro a little bit, but you lose McAvoy, all of a sudden, the penalty in the third period when Zadorov was in the box, it was Peak and Lindholm out there almost the entire time.
Right. 20 games into the season, Bruins are now 12-8.
First place.
And they're in first place all by themselves in the Atlantic Division because Ottawa lost tonight. So they break that three-way tie and pull 2 points ahead.
Everybody's got games in hand on them, but that's don't ruin a good story. It's first place right now for the Bruins, and it's
just like we all expected.
And they had a 6-game losing streak in the middle of all that. Right. So hey, it's been good, but they've got a formula with the way that they have to win, and physicality is part of it. We've talked to multiple guys about this over the last couple of weeks, and I think that the identity is starting to be forged and realizing how they need to play in order to win games. Didn't give up a 5-on-5 goal here today. They gave up a shorthanded goal, and they gave up a 4-on-4 goal, but no 5-on-5 goals here today. That's a good remedy for success right there.
No question about it. Service Credit Union and Charlie McAvoy have teamed up for the 73 Reasons campaign this season to donate $250,000 to cover heart screens and cancer screens for police and firefighters, donating $200 for every block shot and $1,000 for every shutout. So far this season, Boston has amassed 326 blocks, no shutouts, so Service Credit Union has donated $65,200. Learn more now at servicecu.org/73reasons. We'll be back to Montreal to wrap things up next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub, Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealers.
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons Incorporated, New York, New York.
November football is in full swing and fans are gearing up for rivalry games and Thanksgiving showdowns. But while the teams are fighting for wins on the field, you could be scoring off it. Here in Massachusetts, 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property from things like uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills, or forgotten savings accounts. FindMassMoney.gov is free, easy to use, and only takes 30 seconds to search your name. Don't let your money sit on the bench. Visit FindMassMoney.gov today and claim your winnings. That's FindMassMoney.gov.
For over 37 years, College Hype has been Boston's go-to for high-quality custom apparel. From screen printing to embroidery, they do it all. In-house with unmatched craftsmanship and lightning-fast turnaround. They're your one-stop shop for all your custom apparel. Whether it's for your school, business, or big event, they bring your brand to life with gear that stands out and lasts. Visit collegehype.com to see what the hype is all about. That's collegehype.com. College Hype, making a difference, one t-shirt at a time.
At L&F Electro Heating and Cooling, whether you're a general contractor or homeowner, we pride ourselves on being the most affordable electrical heating and cooling solution.
We offer services like new construction, heat pumps, generators, car charger installs, panel upgrades, and all other electrical needs.
For reliable service at unbeatable prices, call 844-LF-WIRES or visit lfelectricalservice.com. Proudly veteran-owned.
Pain relief is closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. Use your body's own healing power to make pain disappear. Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 617-644-PAIN.
Want the lowest price on name brand tires? Town Fair Tire beats all the competition. We beat the wholesale clubs. We beat online prices. We beat all local tire dealers. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. Felger and Maz, afternoons on the Sports Hub.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
McDavid carries it in. Draisaitl, having won the faceoff, shoots and scores. And Edmonton, 19 seconds in, prevails 4-3.
Yeah, overtime winner for the Edmonton Oilers. 4-3 winners in that one over the Carolina Hurricanes. Other finals from around the NHL. Tampa Bay 3-1 winners over the Florida Panthers. It was Minnesota getting the shutout over Anaheim 2-0. LA Kings with a shutout over Ottawa 1-0 the final there. 5-4 in overtime. Buffalo defeats the Detroit Red Wings 3-2 in a shootout. It's New Jersey over Washington. 2-1 New York Rangers defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets. Toronto drops another one. Chicago Blackhawks 3-2 winners there. Vegas 3-0 in St. Louis, 3-0 at the end of two periods. And also in the third period, it's Dallas 3 and Philadelphia 0.
And here in Montreal, Bruins get the win 3-2, the final score over the Canadiens. The Shaws and Star Market Foundation's Nourishing Neighbors Initiative sponsors our Feeding the Puck for Families campaign. For every helper on a Bruins goal, they donate another $100 to fight food insecurity. With 6 feeds tonight, that's another $600 to the Greater Boston Food Bank. Follow along at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. Time now for our 3 stars of the game, and we'll give the third star to the man who scored the shorthanded goal tonight for Montreal, Jake Evans. McAvoy to Pasternak again out near the blue line. Pasta steps to the top of the circle, try to pass. Hit Matheson in the skate. Zacha centered for Arvidsson. And the Canadians go the other way. Evans in across the line with a 2-on-1. Took a shot. He scores. A shorthanded goal for Jake Evans, and Montreal ties it at 1. That was just past the midway point of the first period. Jake Evans with his third goal of the year coming shorthanded. Our number 2 star of the night, assisting on a pair of goals, David Pasternak. Into the near corner for Geekie, back to Lindholm, walks it along the blue line, over to the right side for Pasternak, to the top of the circle, towards Zacha, backhand in front, score! Victor Arvidsson with a power play goal, and the Bruins make it 3-1. Pasta set up the Husnudinov goal to get the scoring going at 8:38 of the first, and then gets the power play assist there along with Zacha on Arvidsson's goal at 16:51 of the second. That turned out to be the game winner tonight for Pasternak. That's now his 9th multi-point game of the season, 26 points through 20 games for him. And the number 1 star of the night, we're going to go with goaltender Jeremy Swayman. Here's Gallagher moving it in front, a backhander and a rebound chance as well. Suzuki back to Dobson. His shot went wide on the short side, came back around the far side, and a chance for Slafkovsky.
What a save by Swayman with the left pad.
Yeah, Sway was excellent tonight, stopping 28 out of 30 shots on the evening. Canadians ended up with 6 of those shots coming on the power play tonight. As Beersy said during our postgame wrap-up there, goaltender a lot of times has to be your best penalty killer, and Swayman was that this evening as Montreal held to an 0-for-7 on the power play tonight. Bruins finished 1 out of 5 with the man advantage. For Swayman, by the way, that's now victories in 4 consecutive starts to up his record to 7-4 in 11 starts this season. Sam Montembeault stopped 19 of the 22 shots that he faced. He'll take the loss, dropping him to 4-5-1 on the season. Swayman is our Lexus Amazing Player of the Game, brought to you by the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models for a limited time. Learn more at Lexus.com. So next up for the Bruins is a quick trip home to pick up some fresh laundry before heading out on a West Coast trip. While they're home, they'll also take on the Carolina Hurricanes on Monday night. Our pregame coverage across the network gets underway at 6:30 with the face-off just after 7 o'clock. Now for our executive producer, Jeremy Conley, our engineer here in the booth, John Collett, and for Bob Beers, I'm Ryan Johnston. Thanks for joining us, and good night from Montreal.
This is Boston Bruins hockey. Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you by your local New England Honda dealers, Shaw's and Star Market, Safety Insurance, Town Fair Tire, Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train, your New England Ford dealers, Blue Sky Restoration Contractors, Service Credit Union, and by Catches Law.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over! The Bruins have won the Stanley Cup!
And by Dairy Queen, Peerless Boilers, your New England Chevy dealers, Timber Tech Decking and Railing, Charles D. Sheehy, Wendy's, Live Nation, your Boston area Lexus dealers, Tito's Handmade Vodka, and by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Bruins hockey is a presentation of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
Give me
the Rams.
We got
to cover.
All right, Rams to cover.
Yeah.
So both of you guys will be taking the Rams.
Yeah,
there.
we're taking all
Next
of us.
game, we got a big one. Buccaneers at Bills. Yeah. -6 for the Bills. It opened at -5.5.
I was gonna
so
say
the line is
moved.
changing a little bit.
Okay.
Monty, start with this one.
Listen, this one is it's hard because the Bills just had an embarrassing loss. So I feel like they have to win. They have to come out. But the Buccaneers are also not going to just go away easily, even though without Bucky Irving, like I don't know what Tampa Bay can do right now. But 5.5 seems.
So it's -6 though.
It's 6
Oh,
now.
it's 6.
It's 6 now.
So 7. So they have to. I'm gonna say the Bills come out and win in a dominant fashion to make it more interesting in the NFL, because I think some people are like, oh, the Bills. Give me the Bills to cover. Give me the Bills to cover at home.
That's interesting, Monty.
Listen, I'm not confident in my decisions.
Well, again, what do we know about the NFL? What happened one week has no bearing on the next.
Bearing on the next. Yes, that's true.
But again, the Bucs are coming off a loss.
They are a tough one at home.
At home against the Patriots, and so I would say
you're going to Buffalo where it's cold. You're used to warm weather.
I understand that, but Baker Mayfield played.
Sure.
He can play in cold weather. I'm going to take the Bucs to stay close in this game.
Okay.
The Bills have had a couple of games where teams didn't. I mean, the Saints covered the spread.
Yes.
At Buffalo.
No,
the Saints.
Exactly. But because
so if the
of
Saints
that,
could cover the spread at Buffalo, the Bucs can't.
I'm telling you, Bills need to get it into gear.
Well, they do.
They really
by
do.
the way, they're my pick to win the Super Bowl preseason, which of course is the kiss of death. So we'll see how that plays out.
This is the game where Baker Mayfield will show why he's the MVP this year.
Hey,
all
listen.
right, guys.
All right.
Lions at Eagles. The last game of the night on Sunday. It's at 5:20 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The Eagles are coming in at -2.5 favorites. Steve, finish this one off for us.
This is a very interesting game. And we were talking, obviously, about the whole A.J. Brown situation that just is lingering week after week after week. That's also that's a weird line, because you're saying, wait a second, Eagles only 2.5 at home. They win by a field goal. I come away a winner. I'm taking the Lions on the road. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Lions cover that, if not straight up.
Listen, Lions, along with the Chiefs and the Seahawks, are ranked top 10 in both offense and defense. The offense for the Lions, I really don't know what the Eagles are going to do. And the Eagles beating the Packers last week with just 10 points on the board was not impressive at all. I am taking the Lions to cover.
Wow.
I am taking the Lions. I'm with you, Steve. I'm taking the Lions to cover on the road.
All right.
Even though I read on The Athletic, if Philly wins this, their chance of securing the number 1 seed in the NFC, if they win this game just by numbers, it goes up to 51%.
Well, again, the NFC East is a lot easier than the NFC West right now. So even if the Rams win, they still have a lot of tough games. By the way, I love how you skipped out. Are they actually going to play that Monday night game with the Cowboys at the Raiders?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's going to be the game.
That's bad.
Wow.
Bad. Woof. We're going to Browns Raiders next week.
Woo! Yeah, you are.
You got to have some serious money on that game if you're going to watch that.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Big time.
Big time. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Monday Night Football, baby.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, guys, we're done with those, but we still got our atomic dogs to go. Monty. Oh.
They may be mean. They may be ugly. But it's time to open the cage. Because these dogs are gonna keep barking if they don't get fed. And they're hungry. Nasty dogs.
Who killed it with that? Oh, my God. Ricky did a